Evening, people. Hope everyone's good. Hope everyone has had a good Sunday. Recovering from another painful result and painful game with Tottenham. I think the question is here for me is just where do I start or where do I even go with this crap? I'm literally at a point here where enough is enough and I just can't fucking be bothered anymore. The more and more I watch us play, the more painful it gets. And I'm sure there's plenty that see that as well. And I think most of us did say, we go and do Dortmund. Yes, good game, good result. And we actually won that with a bit of style. I think everybody had it in their head, like, surely this could be a start. But then it's in the back of everyone's mind, or most people's mind. I can't speak for everyone. I bet you we go and fuck it up against Burnley. You know, just to rub it in the face sort of thing. Go and do well with Dortmund, a good established European team. Not world-class quality, but a very good team at that. No mugs for sure. Beat them with a bit of style and then go and do the most Spursy thing we can do and go and fuck it up with Burnley. Okay, we didn't get beaten thanks to Romero in 90th minute saving our arse again when it comes to the goals. When our top goal scorers are defenders, basically. I think, what is it? Richarlison's got 7 and then the other 2 top scorers are Romero and Van der Ven, isn't it? Where do we go with this? I mean, Frank up shit street completely. He must be sitting there thinking, my job is on the line now. I'm going to get the sack any minute. Are we going to get rid of him? Are we going to get in someone new? I don't think so. Not until the end of the season. I mean, the other thing we look at as well now, this transfer window. Another joke of a window. I mean, Gallagher, it's a good buy for me, but it was one of 2 or 3 that we needed. I mean, what are we going to do now? Wait again until the last day and just grab anything and anything that's there, anything we can get. We are in a total mess at this place. And I said it last season, if we keep playing like this, and this was last season, if we're not careful, we're going to be looking at slipping down that table and going for a relegation fight. And at the moment, if we keep slipping down as hard as we are definitely going to be in a relegation fight. I mean, I'm going to say hello to a couple of people in a minute. I ain't going to make this a long one. I just haven't got the energy for it tonight. I just really haven't. I'm drained. As a Tottenham supporter, as a person, I just feel drained. Mentally, physically, with this crap. Absolutely drained. But it's when you look at what we've got coming up next, just looking at the fixtures now. I mean, it's not looking good, that's for sure, is it? For who we're going to be having next. I mean, we've got City. We've got Man U. We've got Newcastle. We've got Arsenal. We've got to play Eintracht Frankfurt next. That one shouldn't be the hardest of games. I mean, they've got nothing to win in that game as such. We go and win that through to the next round of the Champions League. Great. But where are our next points coming from? Where does anybody see this? Where are our next points going to come from? I mean, Man U, amusingly, just scored Arsenal today. I mean, we all love that, but we've got to play them. They look like they're on their honeymoon period, something we definitely ain't. I mean, if they're on a honeymoon period, we're in a hardcore fucking divorce where you've just been over good and proper and lost your property, lost your money, and lost everything to the person that was going behind your back. That's the situation we're in. They're in their honeymoon period. They're going to be looking forward to playing us, same as everybody else is. I honestly don't know where to go with it. I mean, City is a game we usually get a result, but at the moment, City are just getting to that stage, I think, where they will start getting it together. They usually do round about February, March. And like I say, with United, Newcastle, and Arsenal as well, where are these next points coming from? And the fact that we're basically sitting there looking over our shoulder at Nottingham Forest, at West Ham, actually bothered about their results as well. I think that just about says how much of a total and utter mess we are in at the moment. When you're sitting there and you have to look over your shoulder at Forest and West Ham, hoping that they don't start getting their act together. I mean, what is it? 8 points clear of West Ham at the moment, I think, if I got that right. 14th, 8 points clear. Yeah. So say hello to a couple of people and then just go with the flow, basically. Tonight, I just really haven't got the energy to be a Spurs supporter, but where do we go from here? And Spurs King, Frank out. Big up, mate. How you doing? Yeah, Frank out. The question is, if Frank goes, mate, who do we get on top of it? I'm agreeing with the Frank out thing now. I was on the fence for a long time, and I'm agreeing is Frank out now. Reason being is because if a manager comes in, usually a team goes on its little honeymoon period, gets a couple of results out of 5, maybe say, let's say 2 wins, 3 wins, 2 draws, whatever. Get us a good 10, 12 points. You know what? We could desperately need them points by the end of the season. So maybe we need that manager in now to at least get us that honeymoon period and then go into our Spurs way of just losing everything and just being a total mess. But we desperately need that honeymoon period. So if we have to get rid of him, then get rid of him now and get someone in to get us those points in briefly that could really cost us or make us our season, save our season, basically. So yeah, I'm with you. He's got to go. Surely he's got to go. And so big up to you, Enoch out. Yes, we all know where the problem is. The problem is Enoch, and nothing is ever going to change until these fellas leave this club. Nothing is going to change ever until they leave. I mean, Daniel Levy, I think we are all starting to realise now that, yes, he was a big part of the problem, but he wasn't the problem. He wasn't the only problem we had at Spurs. Enoch is the problem. And until they go, so we ain't going nowhere fast, except down. I mean, if we rescue this season, then we're not going to have no Champions League to save our ass next season. And we're going to be in the thick of it. How are we going to have the money? How are we going to attract the players? How are we going to do anything? And then we're going to start slipping down further. Surely something's got to change soon. I mean, the question I will ask, I'll ask it in a minute. I mean, it's a question I've asked a couple of people, and people are finding it tricky to answer that one. And Jordan, big up guys at Enoch out. Big up to you too, mate. Nugget as well. Big up Dan Benji, everyone, Enoch out. Benji ain't on tonight. He just wanted the night off. I think he's just burnt out as well being a Spurs supporter. I think everyone is literally just burnt out to be the Spurs supporter at the moment. And WPW, oh, shame about the Arsenal. Yeah, you could say the one peak of it, and that's a shame on its own, that the peak of our bloody weekend was the fact that Arsenal lost. That's bad, isn't it? And Spurs King, sorry to disappoint. Yep. And Rock Spurs, big up you, mate. Enoch out. Yep. And Kay also saying Enoch out. Yes, I think everyone is seeing it now. Enoch is the problem at this club, through and through. And Spurs King, sorry to disappoint, but Enoch aren't selling anytime soon. When they're still getting the money in and the money's all still there for the taking, is there any point on them selling up? The only way I can honestly see this lot selling up, apart from someone coming in with a crazy, crazy offer, is, do we need to get relegated? Is that what has actually got to happen now? Do we actually have to get relegated to get these people out and to basically start again, hit the floor, properly hit the floor. Yeah, all right. I don't think we'll come straight back up. It'll take us a couple of years, but look at Aston Villa. They went down a couple of years, came back up, got their shit together, owners. Look where they are now. Maybe it is just the way we need to do it. Because as long as we're hanging about in the Premier League and still making that money for them, they're not going to be going anytime soon unless someone comes in with some crazy option, some crazy offer. And I don't see that happening. I mean, surely it's not the way I want things to happen. Of course, I don't want us to go down. But is it the only way it can work? Is this the only way that it can work with Spurs? The fact that we get relegated to get rid of the owners to then build ourselves up to be what we are meant to be, a football club. And I'm starting to look at it and I'm just not seeing any other way out of it now. The only way I'm actually seeing it is maybe what we actually need to do is actually get relegated, for fuck's sake. I don't know. And Barber, big up you, mate. Good evening, all. Good evening. Good evening out of this club. Smash and like and subscribe, people. Appreciated. WPW also saying, if you want ENIC out, you'll better start boycotting and not give Spurs a penny of your money. Yeah, I agree, mate. I mean, oh, pardon me. Went to that protest, and if that's what you call a protest, that's been the most pathetic thing I've ever fucking seen on a protest side. Must have been about 100 of us. I mean, some were saying 200. I'd say it was about 100. So let's just say 150 for the sake of calling it a number there. And then you got the other 55, 60,000 people just walking past us. Just walking past. Like they didn't give a shit. Give us a look over and just walk into the place. Go buy the beers, go buy the food, and then go watch a horrendous game like we did against West Ham. If people are that bothered and only 100 to 150 can actually turn up at some sort of protest for ENIC out, I suppose you can then say that a lot of supporters are just getting what they deserve, really. Because it's not as though there's any fight, any passion for the club, is there, really? I mean, if this was Man U, if this was Arsenal, if this was Newcastle, if this was clubs in Italy, I mean, if this was clubs in Italy, ENIC wouldn't even be alive, quite literally. There'd be protests there with thousands of people there wanting stuff to happen for the club. We are going to make this happen. We are going to get these bastards out of here, or we are going to make things change one way or another. But the fans we have here, we have a protest for ENIC out, and everyone's starting to see that ENIC is the problem now, because you can't just blame it on Levy. He's not here now. Okay, we can put it on the new fella, Vianney, Vinay, whatever you want to bloody call him. But it's still ENIC that's the fucking problem, and only 100 to 150 people turn up for it. And the rest of the people just walk past like they couldn't give a fuck. Maybe it's what maybe it's what the fans deserve in that aspect then. Not all of us, but yeah, when only that many can turn up and they still go spend money in there, why are ENIC going to leave? Why would they leave? The money's still there, unless someone comes in with a big offer. And Destiny, Mikel Arteta is happening again. Let's hope it does. I mean, we stay up. Arsenal don't win that league or Champions League. Again, that's another thing. The fact that we are looking over our shoulders at West Ham and Nottingham Forest and how they're doing, and just hoping that Arsenal screw it up so they don't win the league, just so we can walk off with a little smug on our face because we're that shit. It just about says everything, mate. We are a complete and utter mess. And Scott, big up, mate. Big ups to all the Coys, Jordan. Big up, mate. How are we, Dan? Mate, like I said, I am knackered. I have had enough of being a Spurs supporter. I have just had enough. Like I say, I think people can even see it tonight, that I haven't even got the bloody energy in me to just moan about this all night. So I thought, you know what? I'll have a little bit of vodka while I'm doing it as well. I just haven't got the energy for this now. And I can see this with a lot of Spurs channels now where people are really starting to struggle to have some passion in it. I mean, am I even angry that we didn't win? I mean, we got the draw, we didn't lose, but am I even angry? I'm past that point of even being angry where it's just enough. can this season just come to an end? Can we stay up or do whatever's going to happen? Just fucking end the season. I've had enough already. It is that painful. I mean, I'll say hello to a couple of people and then I just want to talk about that Burnley game. I mean, Hairy Fish Gates intro slap, Dan. Much appreciated, mate. Benj made that. Brilliant intro he made there, without a doubt. Big up, mate. And Kay also saying, at least the scum lost today. Yep, and that's my point. They lost today. And that is our peak of the weekend, basically. Destiny 5, Warren, you must be gassed with a win. And also, Scott, with these players, we know we can fuck it up against anyone. Yes, with these players, with this manager, with this club on its own. We earned the name Spursy for a reason. You don't get a stereotypical name for no reason. Spursy earned that bloody name, and it won't ever go away, no matter what happens. And WPW also saying, well, at least Arsenal not going to win anything. I don't think they're going to win the league. I think City will get the better of them. But the fact that that will be the peak of my season, just, again, like I've already repeated it, it says everything. And he's saying here, not going to win anything or would have finished off. Spurs, how Frank is still there. I'd never know. You should have got Carrick. He's not lost a game at United over 2 spells. Maybe that's what we do need to do. Just go in and get someone who was a player, who was a known player. Do you know what? Getting in a manager, it's also who can we get in who can actually do anything? And I'm not one for going back on managers and that. And I know we couldn't get him now, but I'm just looking at Poch now and I'm thinking, is Poch the only thing we can turn to now? In the aspect of, I'm more than likely, even if we finish 15th, 17th, whatever, he'd come to us after the World Cup. I think he's about the only manager we could get in, unless we got someone like a Klopp or a Pep or whatever, which is not going to happen. That fans would actually give him that extra chance. Like, we could be at this stage and they wouldn't be screaming for his head. It'd be like, it's Poch. There'd be a lot of people willing to give him that extra chance. Or maybe even see it that step further than him, or like that step further than Frank, that the main problem is ENIC. Maybe that is the one that needs to happen for a certain amount of people to turn around and actually realise that ENIC is the main problem at this club. But I do think Poch is the only one we can go to now that would actually half care about the club and would actually get a fair chance off the supporters. I don't know where else to turn with it. I really don't. I don't know who else to look at. I don't know where else to go for a manager. I'm honestly in that point now where I just don't know what way to turn anymore. I'm lost for ideas with it completely. And Scoop saying, I am just fucked off with this club. Yep, join the club. Same as me, same as everybody else. And Art also saying, big up, Dan, big up to you too, mate. And Matt, what are you saying here? Evening, Dan, evening, fella. That was on the players. We defended badly. Yes, we did defend badly. But both our defenders got the goals for us. And should have been home and dry at half time. No goal. I mean, that first half wasn't even that bad, was it? And then we screwed it up towards the end. And then the second half, they were definitely the better team. I mean, I'll finish what you're saying here. Let me go with what you're saying. And that was on the players. We defended badly for the goals and should have been home and dry at half time. No goal scorers in the team apart from our centre backs. ENIC have to sack or back. Yeah, I can't argue with that, mate. I mean, and what you're saying here, Spurs King, let's be real. If Dortmund had 11 men, they equalise, we'd have ended up shit in the bed. Yeah, but I don't think they would have. I think in that game, mate, we had the better of them. I mean, that game with Burnley, the bit of leeway I think I can show that game with Burnley is the fact that when you look on the stats of it and everything, we were the better team overall. I mean, if I just go to it quickly now, and I go on the results now, I mean, I don't write everything down, so I just bring it up on here as it comes, basically. I mean, the possession was definitely in our side from what I remember. Just bringing it up, we was about 60% in the possession. So let me just bring up the stats. And you look at that on paper, and we definitely, yeah, possession, 62% us, 37% them. Shots, 18 to us, 9 to them. 11 on target to us, 4 to them. We should have really finished that game off. And one thing I can say is their goalkeeper had a blinder. No two ways about it. Their goalkeeper had a banging game. No ifs or buts about it. But a couple of those we should have definitely put in the back of the net, whether the goalkeeper was having a great game or not. And one way or another, we just could not get those shots in the back of the net. I think it was just one of those games that, come love nor money, it wasn't going to happen. We should have had it. We had all the chances. Yes, their goalkeeper was brilliant and everything, but I just think it was actually one of those games that just wasn't going to happen. You get them games now and again that no matter how many shots you have on goal, no matter how many clean shots you have, no matter how many attempts you have, it is just not going to happen. I mean, Vicario again, great save from him, and then dodgy moments from him. Other players up and down all over the pitch, 1 minute looking good, 1 minute looking terrible. We just don't know whether we're coming or going. But I genuinely do think that game with Burnley, it just wasn't meant to be. We got all the stats in our favour, but we just couldn't put it in the back of the net. And I must admit, their goalkeeper did have a great game. No two ways about it. And it was just one of them games, it wasn't going to happen. I think we could all notice that at the end of it. I was expecting us to lose that. It came to the end, and I was like, yeah, game over. We've done. Then Vicario saves our Vicario. Then Romero saves our ass. Yeah, brilliant. And it was an excellent header by him. No two ways about it. But it was just a game that weren't going to happen. Their goalkeeper, I think that was about 5-6 shots he got off that line. I think it was about 5 shots, if I remember, that he took off that line, for God's sake. He had a brilliant game. And we just couldn't finish it. And Rick, what you're saying here, mate, Dan, the problem is Europe teams don't sit back and defend low. We can't play against teams like that in the Premiership. It's a joke. We are in a dogfight to stay up. I agree. That game against Dortmund, it was a different style of play. And Simmons, didn't he look happy in that game? He looked like he was at home. He actually looked like a quality player. And then he goes and plays against a team like Burnley, and he was absolutely fucking awful. I mean, if I'm thinking right, I would possibly say there was a good chance that he was our worst player on the pitch. He had an awful game. But that game against Dortmund, it was open for him. It was wide for him. It was everything he needed. It was the football he's been playing for the past 2 years, basically. And with that, it just shows everything, doesn't it? You're right on what you're saying. When it comes to the team sitting low, we can't seem to open them up. I mean, you look at who we've got up front. I mean, Sava says this a lot. Other people say it as well. That front three has got to be probably one of the worst front three I have ever seen at this club. I mean, I'm just trying to think. Has there been a worse? No. I think that has probably got to be one of the worst front three we have had at the club. I agree with what Sava and Stel and others are saying when they say this, and Benj says it as well. I mean, Dietrich has said it as well. That front three is absolutely fucking diabolical. What do we really expect of it? That front three wouldn't even get you promoted in the Championship. So how are we going to expect this front three to keep us in the Premier League? I mean, the fact that Richarlison is our top goal scorer with 7 goals says everything. And now he's injured as well. The amount of injuries at this club now is getting absolutely unbelievable. And not just 1 month injuries, 2 week injuries. We're getting like season injuries, 3 months out, 4 months out. You've got players like Maddison, Kulusevski. Are they even ever going to come back and play again? I think is more the question for me. I mean, for me, when it comes to Maddison, I think he's pretty much done and dusted. I mean, he's got Weetabix ankles anyway. We know that. But by the time he comes back, it's only going to be another little knock for him again, and he's out. Kulusevski, from what I've read, his injury is that bad that it could basically just screw up his entire career. Where are we going to go from there? I mean, we've had about 3 months, or is it even 4 months, to sort out a transfer window to see over the next 3-4 months where things are definitely not going right. The injuries are coming in left, right, and centre to get something ready, to get something sorted. But no, what have we done? Nothing. We're on the 25th day. The transfer window ends on, is it the first or the second? I think it's the second, if I remember right. The transfer window ends on the second, and we've bought a player, good, respectable player in my eyes, but we definitely need more. We definitely need someone up front. We've gone and got ourselves a midfielder. Did we buy him because Bentancur got injured? I don't know. And we're talking about getting Robertson in, which I don't think is a bad buy. 2 million. I'd take him up personally. I think he's significantly better than what we got there. But what are we going to do up front? Where are the goals going to come from? And they've had 3 or 4 months to sort this out, to get something together, to plan it out. Right, this is what we need to do. And again, nothing. Absolutely nothing. I wasn't expecting much to happen here, yeah, in the aspect of this transfer window. I mean, to go out and expect us to go and buy 3-4 quality players, especially in the January, it just isn't going to happen. That's not going to happen. But this was their chance to basically at least get 2 quality players in, or a good player and a quality player in, and show us that they mean business. With all this bullshit we were given and been given over the years, but all this bullshit we were given, like how things are going to change now and everything else. I pulled the plug on Robertson, good news or not, have we? Well, I haven't read the news, so if we have, then I think that's bad news. I was actually quite happy with getting him in as long as we got other players. But back on what I'm saying is, this was their chance to prove to us that the club is now going to mean business. And then in the summer was when they had the chance to show it to us, basically, in the aspect of, right, now we're going to start getting things done. And they've done nothing. We are up shit street in a big, big way. And they have done nothing. This was their chance to prove something. This was their chance to prove that they mean business. And it's just the same shit, same Spurs, different day. Nothing, again, back to the point at the start, nothing is ever going to change until they go. They had this bloody chance, and that is what is annoying. And I kept saying, yeah, just get a good player in. Get us another player, a stable player, get a solid player in there. Show us you mean some business. Show us you've got something planned out. And then in the summer, then we can really see how much you mean it. We might not even be here in the fucking summer for them to do anything like that. It might have to be a whole different story. And Spurs syndrome, yeah. I think we've all got a bit of that, innit? Were you saying, yeah, big up, Dan, enjoyed chatting with you on the 2 Mark show the other day. Yeah, you too, fella. Agreed, though. Frank got to go. But who do we get in? That is the question with it. So, I mean, does anybody else have an idea of where do we turn to from this one? I mean, we've been lied to again. I mean, was any of us really muggish enough to believe it? I think that's where the hope side comes in at Spurs, where we do just live on a lot of hope, basically. Just, okay, maybe this time they might actually mean something. Maybe Levy was the main issue. Maybe they are going to change things now. No, nothing again. Nothing's going to change here. Do you know what? I haven't really got much else to say on it. I'm going to go through the players and whatever and that. I'm just going to put a link there. If anyone wants to come on and say something, because like I say, I've only got about an hour left and want to say something about it, there's the link. Let me just pin that to the top quickly. If someone wants to come on and say their bit about it, you might as well come on and have a moan about it. Because honestly, I really haven't got that much more to say about it. I really haven't. It's just where the hell do we go from there? And Mike, how we doing, fella?
Yeah, long time no see.
Yeah, same spot, different day.
I don't fucking piss me off with this club, man. It's
Come on, man. I'm listening. I haven't got much to say, mate. I really haven't got much to say. I'm sort of a bit stranded in the idea. Before I come on, I thought, right, I'm going to have a rant about this, a rant about that, a rant about the game. I start talking about it, and do you know what? I just fuck it. I just get my vodka over and just fuck it. It's depressing.
Wait, honestly, like I'm back to like last year's settings of just not giving a fuck. Completely, trust me. Like I was watching the game yesterday, right? Yeah, it was yesterday. Yeah, I was watching the game yesterday here in front of the PC, right? And I think I watched up until like the 60th minute. I don't remember when you considered the second, right? But it was like Ola called me and she said, like, listen, dinner will be ready like in a second. Come here, like come help me, do stuff. And I asked her if I can put it on the TV, right? So we can watch the rest of the game. And literally I put it on the TV. And as soon as we started like preparing the dinner to eat it, we considered the second, right? And trust me, I just looked up, see us concede the second, and go back down to dinner. Just no emotion, no reaction, not anything, right? I was like, yeah, man, just. Unfortunately, I'm just used to it, right? You just watch us get our teeth kicked in every single week. You just get used to it.
Mate, it is that point where it's just it took 18 months of Ange to get me like that, basically.
Yep.
And it's now taken 6 months as such, not even that, to get me back to that stage again where I'm like, enough. I'm literally at that point where I just haven't got the fucking energy for it now. It's painful, man.
It's how it's also this quick because we are right after the 18 months of Ange, right? So you kind of got used to the feeling of just if I care about those losses, right, I will fucking die of heart attack, right? So I need to distance myself from this, right? That's my approach. So I did, right? And then Frank came along. We started well. I was like, oh, maybe we got our Tottenham back, right? Not in a like playstyle type of football, but in sense of like winning games and actually being competitive. And unfortunately, it quickly turned out to not be the case. But yeah, man, it's how should I put it? Like we discussed plenty of times all the issues that plague this club, right? The lack of ambition, the lack of quality, the lack of like tactical nouns in the manager, like everything, right? Basically is at fault. But at this point, like watching this game against Burnley, I'm just pissing myself laughing when Van de Ven and Romero have to score all the goals, right?
Isn't
it's
it?
like it's like I've seen something today that out of our top 5 like goals and assists players this season, right? We have Van de Ven, Romero, Richarlison, who is injured. We have Palhinha, who is injured and he's a defensive midfielder. And I forgot who the 5th guy is. I think Tell. And he has like 5 goal contributions in 30 matches or something stupid like that, right? So we are literally relying on our center backs to keep us out of the relegation zone, right? How fucking mad is this, right? I'm just watching these games and I have no faith as soon as we concede that we are going to win the game. And quickly, I will shut up after this, right? Because I've also seen like a brilliant start that I honestly couldn't believe it. I had to check it myself, right? Did you know that Leeds away, right, when we played them in like game week 7 or something, right, is the only game this season that we won and conceded a goal. Every single time we concede a goal, we either draw or lose. It's right. Trust me, look at it, right? Look at all the games, all competitions, everything, right? As soon as we concede, we either draw or lose, and Leeds is the only exception. We won like 12 games this season and all of them are clean sheets. It's so fucked up. If someone scores against us, it's either a draw or a loss. It's just like, you watch this. I see Burnley score and I was like, yeah, fuck it. That's a draw or a loss.
I'm struggling, man. I really.
So am I, mate. Like,
It's one of them things that it's if you don't laugh, you fucking cry, basically. Yeah. And I'm literally at that point where I can't even make anything funny because I ain't got the fucking energy, man. It has drained me to that point. I mean, like I said about Man U, they're basically on their honeymoon period big time now, yeah. And we got to play them after we play City. We're basically at the point where, I mean, I shouldn't really even be talking about this with you here, but we're now at the point where we might as well be in that divorce where we've been fucked over by the one that's gone behind our back, took our fucking house, took our fucking money, and not letting us see the kids. I mean, that is what we're going through, isn't it?
But I can guarantee you, right? We'll win against City and we will get absolutely fucking lambasted by United. You will see that. Like, we will lose like 4-0. Trust me. Because like banter aside, right? Because I've been bantering United for past 2 seasons, right? They are playing really well. They fucking schooled Arsenal today and they fucking ass-fucked City. Totally it was like, you know, the worst fucking, you know, graphic, whatever. Yeah. we will get smoked by them, but we'll somehow win against City probably, right? So, yeah.
Oh, well, we usually do get a point against City, don't we? I mean, Dave, how we doing, fella? Spoke to you the other day on Mark's one, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was it, mate. You good?
As good as I'm going to be. Same Spurs, different day. And Ellie, if you want to jump on, say so. You're more than welcome. I've put the link on here. I'll send you a link as well. Dave, how are you seeing all this going, mate? Where's all this going in your eyes?
Oh, first, this fucking club makes my blood pressure fucking skyrocket. Really does. It's just like, we're going to put out a solid 8 out of 10 performance against Dortmund the other day. And then it's just like, we go Burnley and it just like all goes to shit again. Again, it's just errors, silly, stupid errors, going back to simple basics of football, simple passes. Do you know what I mean? We've got 3 forwards that, oh God, they can't finish their dinner, can they? Let's be honest. All right, we was unlucky. Their keeper had a solid, very, very solid game. Can't take that away from him. But we're 100% dragged into. Hey, Stell, you all right, mate?
All right, Stell.
How come I arrived? Nobody said
we are.
I haven't said hello to anyone yet. Go on, Dave, what you saying, mate?
Yeah, we're just 100% dragged into this fucking relegation battle, and something's got to change. I've just read that Liverpool pulled the plug on Robertson.
Yeah, I just see it on here.
Yeah, which I think is it's a massive loss because we need more leaders in this dressing room. Yeah,
I don't think it was a bad idea. I think it was a good buy as long as we would have got others.
But yeah, it's just like, I'm like you, Dan. I just don't know what to say anymore about this club. But it's
you sound about as happy as I feel. I'll give you that one. That's for sure. I mean, Dietrich, how you doing, fella?
Good. How are you? Finally, someone says hi to the others, but that's one by
one.
Hello.
Do you remember when we used to say in the past, Dan, the bigger you are, the harder you fall?
Yes.
Well, now I hope everyone's finally realizing that we're gonna all fall pretty easily. This team is getting worse and worse week in, week out. And I don't understand the logic that in the UCL we're doing well, but in the Premier League we can even beat Burnley. I just don't get it. And I remember everyone being like happy that we signed Conor Gallagher. Name me one game he played well. I know it's been 2 games he's played, but he's been horrendous in both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Name me one quality he brings. This is why I say, instead of buying numbers, buy what you need. Did we need the left back Sousa? No. Did we need Gallagher? No. Clearly, we lack creativity and we lack goal scoring. And you've seen it again against Burnley. our two center backs are the ones scoring week in, week out. How pathetic it is.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say. And I hope everyone's gonna come to the senses with Conor Gallagher. He's another version of Pape Matar mixing with Harry Winks, sideways, backwards.
I don't think Gallagher's a bad buy. I think he's better than what we got. I think he's definitely something we can do with on the pitch, but
And
we definitely need that creativity. And
I can say after two games,
bad buy.
I can say after 2 games, Bentancur is a better player.
Fair enough if that's how you see it. Ellie,
Hello.
come on, try and bring a smile to us.
I'm going to hit you with my misery. Right. The thing is, right, I agree with Dietrich about Gallagher because he's like, he's a
Fair
bit
enough.
like Harry Winks with a little bit more engine. That's how I assess him, right? He's no better because he's just passing sideways, backwards. So he didn't take one player on, right? I was watching him very closely because I thought, let's see what we've got for our money. And we've got like a hyped up Harry Winks in my book. Honestly, Harry Winks is better, I think. I'm not exaggerating.
Really?
Exaggerating.
Oh, come on,
Yeah.
Gallagher ain't that bad.
But
I think
let's
Gallagher's
Harry
an all right
Winks
player.
played some balls forward.
Imagine Pissoon.
He didn't play one ball, maybe one ball forward. The rest was backwards and sideways. And he was running around like a blue-ass fly doing nothing. He won a couple of duels, I'll give him that, right? But other than that, he wasn't effective. And what, like Dietrich says, we need creativity. We need creativity, and we need someone who can put the ball in the back of the net in our front three, because none of them are prolific, are they? They're not clinical. In all their careers, they've not been clinical. And Odebe's just a youngster. So take him out the equation because he's just a young lad, right? But the Solanke, he's a seasoned professional. He was even at Liverpool and he only scored 1 goal there. Right. So why on earth did we buy Richie and Solanke? Right. At least Richie, I'm not bigging him up when I say this, right? At least he scored goals this season, right? That's the
Barely.
only good thing. Well, I think he scored 8 or 9, something like
7,
that.
I think it is 7.
Yeah. Is it 7 in the league and 1 in the Champions League? I can't
Either way.
remember. Anyway, I know Van der Ven and Romero are scoring because they score nearly every week, right? And then you've got Paulinho who's scoring as well when he's in the team, right? So our defence is scoring most of our goals, which is a sad indictment on our club because they can see. Are they blind? Have they got their blinkers on or something? Because when I watch them on television and they zoom in on their faces, they haven't got blinkers on, but they're like, they don't even, what are they seeing for God's sake? And they don't even go into the market to get us out of this trouble.
Wait, Ellie, where is this going?
Can you pull up Spurs Kinked comment for at 43? It's a funny comment.
Let me scroll down. I mean, Ellie, where is this going?
It's going, right. Like I said in the chat, right, there's 8 teams in the fold realistically for you could say 9 you could say 9 teams really are in the fold for relegation because we've got 28 and Brighton have got 32, right?
But actually the bet not good.
Yo, that's a funny comment.
I'm trying to be serious, but the funny comments overshadowing me. I think.
Sorry,
It's all right. To be serious, right? There's 9 teams in the fold, so we've got a 1 in 9 chance. Because Burnley are probably gone. They're not completely gone, but they're probably gone because they've got 15 points, and then Wolves are definitely gone. All right, so there's one more spot out of all those 9 teams. Even Sunderland, right? They've only got 33 points and they've only got 5 more points than us. So they're still in the mix as well. So we got to start winning. And those 4 games we got in February, I can't see us maybe we get 1 or 3 points against Man City because they're a bogey team. But the rest of the games, I can't see us getting a point.
No.
And that puts us into deep shit if the other 9 teams either draw or win and pull away from us.
Without
in that February period. Yeah.
I mean, still, how you doing, mate? Same Spurs, different day?
I'm tired. Yesterday was a long day.
He went to Burnley.
I think
Oh,
I
yeah, he
tired
was on-
you out with our chat still.
You was on TV as well, weren't you?
Fuck.
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen you. I've seen you. You were watching
I
the
see
game. I
it,
was like, look at that ball. That's Stelios.
You look very cold.
Yeah, to be fair, you had a hat.
You had a
It was
smile on your
freezing
face.
cold. Yeah, because at the end of the day, if you don't smile and laugh, you're going to cry with what's going on. It was so depressing in the terraces, man. I can't begin to tell you how. You know, yeah. So the early start, left the house at 8, got to Burnley about 1:30. Went and met up with some people, had a beer. The mood amongst the fans was very stale. No one really thought, yeah, we're going to win today. I don't think fans knew what to expect. During the game, it was all the atmosphere wasn't too bad. There was plenty of singing, but we just ended up bantering Burnley fans who bantered us back twice as much. Lots of boos. Frank got absolute pelters. Chance of Frank out. Chance of sack him in the morning. Fans were singing backwards and sideways everywhere we play. Backwards and sideways, right? It was
Everywhere we play.
yeah, and I walked out the stadium afterwards. The atmosphere was shocking outside. People just fed up. And there was a lady who was a steward at Burnley, and she goes to me, "Safe journey home. Look after yourself." And I said to her, "Yeah, I'll see you in 7 months' time." She goes, "Huh? We're both going to be in the Championship. We'll be back. Don't worry." And she actually goes, "Yeah. You know, look, man.
Can we get relegated?
Yeah.
So people
Yeah,
actually starting to
100%.
believe this now, yeah?
If we keep him, I think that there are two conditions. If we keep him, right? If we keep Frank, and we don't strengthen the squad in any shape or form, right? Because we are on our last legs right now. We have like 7 midfield injuries or something stupid like that, right?
Michael, did you see the next run of games?
That's my point. If we keep him and we don't do anything about the squad, we can seriously get dragged down. And listen, we lost to West Ham, we drew to Burnley, right? We lost to Forest, we drew to Wolves at home, right?
Yeah.
Who else is in there around us? I think
We drew with Brighton.
Bournemouth overtook us.
Michael,
Yeah, we are 15 for fucking something.
Do you know what the problem is, right? This is I was having this chat with some Spurs fans yesterday. Right now, that loss against West Ham was the big shocker. That was the real shock, right? That's the one where fans said, "Holy shit, we've lost to that lot," and that's given West Ham belief. It's given all the clubs around them belief. And before we played Burnley, there was a bit of nervousness amongst the fans because we saw the West Ham result. They went and beat Sunderland, right? Sunderland this year been good. We couldn't beat them. Suddenly, they smell blood. They can smell that if they can just get a couple of games under their belt, a few more victories, and Spurs keep doing what we're doing, they're back into survival in the Premier League. In January, Frank had a meeting with the board, and we were told he had a lovely lunch with Lange and Vinay, and all's well. Right, I guarantee you, Nuno, Sean Dyche, Farker, and Scott Parker also had meetings with their board, mid-season conversations. And the conversations they're having now is, what can we do to help you? Can we survive? And in that conversation, it's Tottenham are in trouble. They're in big trouble. And that West Ham result has triggered this conversation. And when you look at other games coming up, they're all saying to themselves, if we can somehow win 2 games in February and Spurs don't really win any games, we are slap bang in that relegation fight. And that's what they're looking at now. They're now looking at us thinking, let's see if they can get through the toughest month of their season. Yeah. We've got to do our bit. Let's just try and win a couple more games, see what Tottenham do. And if we get to March, and what I just described, if that happens, who do you trust in a relegation fight? Dyche, Nuno, or Frank. Because for me, I don't want a relegation fight. I don't want our players in a relegation fight. Because the only players at Spurs that have got a pair of bollocks are Van der Ven, Romero, and Paulinho. The rest are a bunch of pussies. I'm telling you, I'll watch it. They're pussies. Only those three have got the balls for it. Whereas the Burnleys, the Leeds, the Forest, the West Ham, watch them fight for their lives. We aren't going to be able to deal with it. That's why we've got to get rid of Frank. We've got to prepare for the worst now to avoid it. And I'll say one last thing on this. The only get out of jail card we've got is that we always seem to beat City. We always seem to if
we don't beat City,
Dan,
we're fucked.
and the best thing and the worst thing happened today. The best thing is one of our own, Michael Carrick, big up Carrick. He smashed the Arsenal, taught them a lesson, brought them back down to earth, remind them that they're bottle jobs. Let's not forget that. But that's now said to Man City. One last chance. One last chance, City. So they're going to come into the game against us thinking, this is our chance. We've got to beat Tottenham.
Yeah.
That's going to go against us in that game. So,
and by the way, that whole voodoo about our stadium and them losing is gone because I think they won twice in a row at our stadium. Yeah. So that whole shit is gone,
they
right?
Won 1-0.
And look at us at home anyway.
And they beat us in the FA Cup as well.
And by the way,
and we're shit at home. And we're shit at home.
And we are shit at home, right? And by the way, because I think
normally.
Because Wolves are gone. Wolves are down, right? They have 8 points. I think Burnley, I've seen something on the internet that their own ownership said that they will prepare for the drop down, right? And they are on 15 points, 13 points behind us, right? So they are probably not catching us, right? But then it's West Ham on 20, right? And I know these are not like amazing signings or anything, right? But West Ham signed 2 strikers this window. They signed a winger, right? And they are planning next signings. They want to sign a keeper, right? And I've seen that they want to sign a defender or something, right? Like they are. I know these are not amazing signings, right? It's not that I want Dani Castellanos. But it helps, right? They are actually preparing for the fight, right? Whereas we are fucking about. Like I don't know that there is nothing on the internet.
Not crap, Michael.
Not I know, I know he beat Brentford today, right? At their ground, where Brentford have been slapping like Liverpool and other clubs on their own turf, right? And he went there with Forest and won 2-0, right? The ironic thing, like because I was watching the Brentford Forest game, right? In the 67th minute of that game, in the 67th minute of the second half, right? They had 12 passes in the second half. Forest, right? They were defending so fucking deep that they had 12 passes between them in 22 minutes of play, right? But they won 2-0. They are prepared to fight. They are prepared to fucking die to stay in this league, right? Whereas, as you said, Stel, we have 3 guys at this team that are actually trying to drag us out of this shit, right? Van de Ven, Romero, and Paulinho. How ironic it is that 3 of them are in the top 5 scorers in this fucking club, right? 2 center backs and a defensive midfielder. Paulinho, who has been known for not scoring goals, right? His whole spiel was taking the ball and passing it to someone. He wasn't scoring goals, yet he somehow fucking has 5 goals, right? Van de Ven scored 7 goals for us this season, and Romero, or Van de Ven 8 and Romero 7, something like that, right? That's fucking mental, mate. I'm just laughing. I'm just laughing whenever they score because I'm watching like Tell, Solanke, Odobert, Richarlison, even fucking Kudus wasn't scoring goals, right? Like none of the forwards score goals at this club. Xavi Simons, how many fucking times will you shoot at the goal and not score?
He was a bit. He was a bit unlucky with the one that hit the bar.
Yesterday he was unlucky.
Yesterday, do you reckon that game yesterday was just one of those games that it just weren't going to fucking happen come love nor money?
No.
No?
We could have made it.
We had some clear-cut chances we should have, but their goalkeeper did have a blinding game.
Goalkeepers have good games, but Frank made errors in this game. First of all, I said before the kickoff, why is Udogie dropped? I don't care what anyone says to me. He's not crap. He showed it against Dortmund. He can play well, and he gives freedom to the player in front of him to attack. Yeah. Carl Walker crossed the ball in the box, and they scored, and it was given offside. That came from where Udogie would be.
That was a warning.
Playing, right? That was the warning. And then their goal came from that area. That's where Udogie would be playing. Our manager thought, no, Van der Ven will go deal with it. Van der Ven's not going to go over there and leave that centre-back area exposed. It's not his nature. So that got exploited and Carl Walker rinsed us. Second half, he brought in Udogie, took off Porro, moved Spence to right back and said, right, Udogie, you're left back. Not one cross from Carl Walker second half. So any which way you want to put it, Frank, fuck that. Secondly, Conor Gallagher, he plays against West Ham, we lose. He plays against Burnley, we nearly lose. He doesn't play against Dortmund, we smash them. Conor Gallagher doesn't bring to the table what fans think he does. And I'll tell you why. Because I don't know what's going on in this fan base right now, but we forget the things we said in the past. Right now, yeah, Gallagher brings experience. Yeah, Robertson brings experience. Guys, this is madness. When Mourinho came to the club, we signed Reguilón, Højbjerg, Joe Hart, Gareth Bale in Mourinho's first summer window. And everyone said, yeah, winners, experience, winners. And I said, guys, hold on a minute. Stop this. Okay. Yeah, Reguilón won a trophy at Seville. Højbjerg won a trophy when he was on the bench at Bayern Munich. Bale's won everything. And Joe Hart won at City and won at Celtic. Yeah, they've got trophies. And yeah, they've won stuff. Are they at their prime right now? Bale was not at his prime, although he did a good job for us. Joe Hart was done. Højbjerg was not at this elite level. And Reguilón was okay. At the end of the day, we're making the same mistake. We need experience. We need leaders. No, we need players that are fucking good quality. We need players, I don't care what age, are you a good football player right now? Are you playing the kind of football that we need? Dan, we don't need midfielders that just work really hard and pass it left and pass it right. Like God, we need someone that gets the ball and fucking takes the game to the opposition. We need attackers that beat a man and either get a shot on target or create something. We need number 10s and number 9s that when they strike a ball, it goes in the back of the fucking net.
Yeah.
We aren't signing the players that we need right now. Maybe Conor Gallagher in the future will be good as part of a squad. Fuck building a squad right now. We need to stay up and we need to try and get back into Europe. We're only 8 points off fourth. If you go and buy some quality players that can create and can score, we can get into a European place. But we're not doing that. Souza, a 19-year-old kid, waste of time.
I mean, whatever that's all about.
Waste of time. Gallagher is not what we need today. And Robertson, experience. Yeah, he was good under Klopp 3-4 years ago. He's not going to put the ball in the back of the net. So for me, this transfer window is everything that we don't need.
Yeah.
And that's why we keep losing games.
And he's part of the bench.
I don't think they're a bad shout. I mean, Robertson for a squad player for me, I haven't got a problem with that. A 2 million price tag, he's better than what we got there for a couple of years as part of a squad. I haven't got a problem with that one.
It's got anyways. Like the whole.
I think the deal's off anyway, isn't it?
We need goal scorers. True.
Yeah, but for me, I thought Gallagher could work because I don't think Gallagher's that bad at all. I think he's got a very good work engine on him. He can cover a DM, a centre mid, and he has covered the 10 when he's had to. I think he's a all-round good player. I don't think he's nothing special, but I think he's a good player. I think he's a much better version of Sarr, basically. And I thought he could be a good one to have there next to a Paulinho to be more the ball winner, to then get the ball to Simmons to go and do his fucking job as the number 10. I mean, Simmons for me was the worst player on the pitch.
Do you know why Simmons was good against Dortmund? Because we played.
Because he had space. It was the style of play. It was the style of play as well.
Because we played 2 attacking mids like he did at RB Leipzig. Because Bergvall, if you look at his heat map, was high and right, and Simmons was middle and left. So you've got those 2 players that allow them to play with each other, and it's not just on one person to do everything. Because unfortunately, Simmons is not at the level of Eriksen or Modric that can do it by themselves. He's not at that level. No. So he needs that support. Against Burnley, Gallagher and Bissouma were like 2 holding mids, and Simmons was by himself. So what does he do? He drops all the way back into the 6 to get the ball. Now there's no number 10. And I saw it happen so many times against Burnley, But when Simmons
So
did get the chance,
that's
to
more
run
down to the manager then. That's down to what the manager's telling them to do.
Dan, yes, but Conor Gallagher, what you said, free Simmons. No, he doesn't, because Simmons needs someone next to him, not someone behind him, like Gallagher does. When Simmons went out Burnley, when he actually attacked them, he drew 2 free kicks. Porro hit the side netting with one, and the other one. But it was Simmons that won those free kicks. So we know he's a good player, but he only gets to do that twice in a game because he's on his own. So we don't want Gallagher. We need an attacker next to him that can create, that can score. This is what I'm saying to you, Dan. We don't have the attackers at the moment to help the players that are good, like Simmons, who is good.
Yeah.
Do you get it?
I can see where you're coming from there, but I do think he can do that job there. But
not by himself.
I get where you're coming from. Simmons hasn't got the muscle for it. Just Ryan, thanks a lot, mate. Much appreciated. I've got to personally apologise, Dan, for the West Ham game. Yeah, he's the fellow who sold me the ticket. Yeah, cheers, mate. Thanks a lot.
Oh, you were there against West Ham.
Yes, this is the fella that sold me the
mate.
ticket. Mate, it was fucking horrendous. Thanks, mate. Appreciated. I'll put another £3 and I'll buy my own beer down the pub. I mean, these days you don't get one for a fucking £5 anymore. It's £9 for the beer nearly now. I mean, after that game, I think it was more than the beer I needed, and then ended up just getting the fucking cab home. I ain't getting the train and tube and that. I'll pay £40 and get a cab home. I ain't doing that shit. I was not in the mood. But Simmons for me, so are you saying that Simmons cannot do this on his own, basically, as a number 10? Cannot play that number 10 on his own in the Premier League? I mean, what do you lot reckon on it?
No, you can't. Especially the way Frank sets it up. Especially the way Frank does it.
I think if you play with a double pivot behind him, that's not the style of play for him. He needs. So basically, I think, and we rarely seen that. And now Palhinha is injured or whatever, right? But I think the best setup would be to play Palhinha, Simons, and either Bergvall or Gallagher, but Gallagher more up top, right? Not the double pivot, because as Stelios said, right? But I'm not sure if Gallagher can do that, right? I'm just judging by the options we have available right now, because who do we have available? It's Gallagher, Bissouma, or play Bissouma, Gallagher, and Simons, and allow Bissouma or Gallagher to be the one that contributes up top, right? But I don't think he can do the lone number 10 thing, right? He's not like a Bruno Fernandes. I think Bruno, because Bruno is a type of guy that can just be a lone 10, have a double pivot behind him, but he
can feed himself basically. He doesn't necessarily have to be fed. He can feed himself.
I think because Bruno is more of a playmaker. When you play lone 10, you need a playmaker type. Whereas the guy spreading the balls around and all that stuff, right? Whereas when you have a guy like Xavi Simons, I think he's more like a shadow striker type of thing. Like he likes to get into the box, take shots, dribbles, and all that stuff.
You're saying you look on him as a bit of a Dele Alli sort of thing?
Kind of like that.
Michael, I disagree, guys. Go watch him at Leipzig. He'd drop into the 8, pick up the ball and drive with it, beat a man and open up the play.
Yeah, that's my point. Like he's more like take the ball and run with it, right? Dribble with it, like try to get into the box. Yeah, that's my point. Because Maddison drops deep, takes the ball and just flings it to the wing or something, right? He can do the same thing as Simons, like dribbling, carrying the ball and stuff, right? But I think Simons, he's not good at passing, in my opinion. He's better at short range, intricate, quick passes, right? So he needs someone to play with, right?
Yeah.
It's either the winger attacking in or the second midfielder that attacks with him, right? But when you have double pivot behind him and he's just alone in the middle of the pitch in front of the box, then
Eriksen, Bruno Fernandes, Modric, one pass, they can wipe out a whole defense. Yes. That's not Simmons. He can't ping that.
No, he can't do that.
I mean, because he played deep on the left as well to come in as the inside forward as such, like sort of Son role as well, didn't he? He actually played that side more in Germany than he did as the 10 role. I mean, Dietrich, Dave, what do you two reckon on Simmons? I mean, with what these are saying, it does make sense. Maybe he's not meant to be that 10 in his own. What do you two reckon on him? Dietrich?
He's gone to cook something.
He probably has, Dave.
Stop wanking, mate.
Yeah.
Hello.
Well, it definitely ain't over Spurs, is it? I mean, Dave, what do you reckon on Simmons?
I don't know. I really, he's done really nothing. He's done nothing really that's impressed me at all. To be
What about
honest
the
with
goal
you.
versus Brentford? That was impressive. The goal versus Brentford, that was impressive.
Yes, I couldn't even remember it because he's had so many dismal performances. He's had so many dismal performances. It's hard to remember what good he's done, but he's not the only one. That's all of them, isn't it?
Dave, is Thomas Frank getting the best out of him or playing a system that suits him?
No.
Like he's not getting the best out of anyone.
Thomas Frank is not getting the best. He's only getting the best out of Romero and Van de Ven. The rest are all just slipping.
Yeah.
Because
Dave, honestly, Dave, honestly, Dave, I think Van de Ven and Romero are not listening to him, and that's why they are performing. Because
especially Romero, he's like a psycho. He gets up. He's like our second striker.
60 minutes, he's like, "Fuck this! This can't stop top 10 score. I'm going to go there and do it myself."
I said to Stel earlier, I said to you on the phone that he actually, it was because of Romero that we got that first goal, because he headed it down to Solanke, who passed it to who flipping scored? Van de Ven, isn't it? Yeah. So because he was thinking, fuck this, I'm going to go up there. Nobody's going to score a goal. I'm going to get up there and put my head on the ball. Right, and he got his head to the ball. He jumped about 6 foot up to get it. Right, so he's dragged us back in matches. But also, what I wanted to point out, lads, right, against Dortmund, right, you see Udogie and Spence, they were fantastic in that match. And Udogie was like inverting sometimes and going into midfield. You noticed that, right? And he was linking up with Xavi. So he's nearer to Xavi. Spence was nearer to Xavi. And Xavi had probably one of his best games for us, that game, right? So we need, Stel's right, we need players near him, but we need not just Spence and Udogie, we need a proper playmaker who can do 1-2s with him and link up with him so that we can progress the ball. In transition, we don't want Xavi coming back to pick up the ball. We want a player similar to Eriksen or Modric who can link up with him, right? And that's the sort of profile of player we should be getting.
So do you think he was actually bought for the 10, or do you think he was actually bought for more the role to take Son's place and play as more the inside forward?
I actually thought Tell was bought in to replace Son.
Don't ask me why Tell was fucking bought there. He was bought there for some reason.
Yeah.
Tell was bought because of the Harry Kane deal.
Yeah. It's all political.
Do you
Simmons
remember?
came in to replace Maddison, but we didn't want him.
Yeah.
We wanted Eze and Morgan Gibbs-White because they can do that. But we couldn't get them, so we panicked and signed Simmons, who isn't a bad player, but he's not that role.
Do you remember? When last season, and even 2 seasons ago, we were often saying that because of like all players inverting, Maddison has no space in the middle to play, right? We used to say that he's getting crowded out, right? I think Simmons is the exact opposite. He wants like people near him, right? I think that's the best definition for me, like how different the players are. No, I actually think Simmons can do that, right? I've seen him linking up with like Odeberg. There were like on a couple of occasions.
So if we kept Ange, Simmons would have worked.
Probably.
No, don't even go there.
I'm teasing. I'm teasing.
Don't even go there.
Honestly, like in general, right? Like
right player, wrong manager.
Like, not even talking about Simmons, right? I honestly don't know how to fix this team. Like especially now with all the injuries that we have. Like I'm looking at this team and I don't even know. Like Frank fucked up a couple months ago, right? It's already like the shit was done, right? Like, we are suffering because of his decisions back then, right? But right now, I'm not even sure. Like, yes, we played well against Borussia, but I don't know. Like I don't know how to fix this team. I don't know how to get this team playing well.
Michael, you go to a back
It's simple, mate. It's very simple. Our owners got to put their hands in their fucking pockets and buy quality players we need
And
in
that's
the right
going to
position.
happen.
Yeah.
We've got what
That's
till
not
the
gonna happen,
second of,
Yeah, that's-
I know,
February.
exactly.
Second of
So,
February.
Mikel,
Yeah, that's-
I'm with you, mate. We're fucked.
Yeah, that's why I said I'm not sure what we
But
can do.
to
right?
be fair, the players we're linked with, like the players like Adeyemi, Akliuche,
We're not getting them.
they're not going to be. If we are going to have any chance of getting a player like that this window, we're not going to get them until the last few days. I know we're not going to get them. I know that, but because they've still got one more game left in the Champions League. So I think once the Champions League group stage is done and over and done with, I think that's where you're going to see a lot of incomings and outgoings from clubs around Europe. So
look, we needed a goal, right? We needed a goal against Burnley, and he puts on Archie Gray. It's ridiculous what the decisions he's
he
making.
brings on fucking Dane Scarlett, who's had 5 failed bloody
It's on the
loans.
clock.
Yeah,
Do you know
but
what I mean?
the thing is, right? He has got no one else.
Mate,
I
know.
he throws Scarlett under a bus. He brings him on for 5 minutes when he's in panic mode.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Listen,
no.
I know.
Panic mode.
Do you know what really, really wound me up, right? When we were on top, he should have really gone for it. Go 3 at the back, one holding mid, and then push the fullbacks up high, 2 attacking mids, 2 strikers.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't got the balls to do it. Look, today, right? Michael Carrick, big up again. By the way, he's got more points in 9 days than Frank's got all of this year. Right? Facts. He's got more points in 9 days. Okay. He at 2-2, you're thinking, shit.
The guys have to leave. Take care, everyone. Take care, guys.
See you later, mate.
Take care,
See you
bye.
later, mate.
See you, Dietrich.
Right. His team conceded a goal in the 84th minute, and if it was Frank, he'd be like, shit, we were leading the game, conceded late, hold on for the draw. We can't blow it, right? We could have won it, but don't lose the game. Carrick goes to a back 3 and still went for the win. And what happened? Yeah. Mate, that's the difference.
Great goal and all.
What a great goal by Cunha.
Look, what's his name?
And Dorgu.
Look at the build-up play, though. That 1-touch, 2-touch football to build it up. Same for the Dogu's goal. That intricate play, he's done that in 9 days, guys. 9 days. And I'm watching it, I'm thinking, don't tell me it's not about coaching, right? You can all say these players are shit as much as you like. They're not as shit as people are making out. They're not dog shit.
Yeah,
we just don't have a coach that encourages the type of football that allows them to express themselves. Carrick has taken the shackles off. He's got them set up in a structured way. But the way they're moving that ball, I'm sorry, that's taken 2-3 minutes. And people want to say, oh, but Mbeumo and Cunha, they're much better than we got. Yeah, but Mbeumo and Cunha were doing fuck all under Amorim, especially Cunha. Now look at them; they're alive. That's what a manager can do if he's good at his job. And Frank, when it was 1-1, he should have gone and done what Carrick did and be braver. Instead, we allow Burnley to get back in the game, and I'm watching Burnley passing the ball quite nicely. I'm thinking, how are Burnley doing this? They don't have superstars. Don't tell me they've got superstars. The only player I know at Burnley is Carl Walker and Marcus Edwards because they used to play for Spurs. I don't know anyone else. I didn't even know Dubravka played for them. I didn't even know.
I mean, it's like this whole thing at the moment with everything,
so
just the way it's going.
And do you know Michael Carrick, right? Michael Carrick, I put this on WhatsApp as well. I've watched a lot of his training sessions, and he works on those passing drills that we saw today against Arsenal and we saw against Man City. He does quick interchanging passing to transition the ball really quickly through the lines. right? And
Same
you
at
saw it
Middlesbrough.
today.
Same at
He's
Middlesbrough when he was
fantastic
manager.
at it. If they give
mean,
him the
our
job, they
passing-
won't go far wrong.
Is
Man
it down to how the
United.
manager's
But
telling
they
them how
probably
to
won't.
do it?
They probably want a big name. But if they
Dan,
don't get him, we should get him. I think we
With
should
the
go for
players,
Michael Carrick.
Ellie,
He'll make us
with
into
the
a better
players,
team.
with the players, are the players better than what they're showing? I think they're better than this. By far,
Dan,
no, but I think they're better. Is this more down to the managers, the players, or is it they're both as bad as each other? Because at the moment, I'm looking at they're both as bad as each other, but I still do think this is better than 14, 15.
Dan, I said to you many weeks ago, the passing of our team is unacceptable. And I don't care what they do on the training pitch, they are not practicing passing and moving drills nowhere near enough. If they spend 20 minutes doing it, they need to go up to 50%. Because Andrew's doing 80% passing and hardly any defending, which is why we were defensively shit under Ange, because he didn't coach that bit enough, right? Under Frank, we are not practicing passing and moving the ball enough. And I know we're not, because whenever the goalie passes the ball to the centre-backs, it takes 30 seconds for them to pass it. So it's not being drilled into them to quickly move the ball. And I see it every single week. Every single game. Go short to Romero. Go short to Van de Ven. Go short to Romero. There's no difference to what we do. It's not being coached, Dan. I can see it.
Yeah, it's honestly like you know when I watch our team, right, and it's this season and last season is just like a polar opposite things happened, right? Like last season we were gung ho, fucking balls to the walls, like hard R-word type of football, right? Just go for it. Fuck the defense. Fuck everything that's going at the back. Just go for it. Try to score the goal, right? And then we flipped on the ranch in Europe, right? And decided to park the bus and pray for a penalty or a counter-attack, right? And now this season, we are all about the set pieces, all about just, you know, just passing the ball into the net and all about just I don't know what even, right? I honestly, I watch Spurs and I think that we are the only team in this league that doesn't play normal. Like, I watch United, right? On a serious note, I watch United.
When do we ever?
They score corners, they score long range shots, they score tap-ins, they press, they have one-touch football, they pass. They do every normal fucking thing that clubs do, right? Like I watch Arsenal. I know they are more on the defensive side, right? But they score long-range goals, they score corners, they have one-touch football. Like they do normal stuff, right? Whereas I watch Spurs, and it's like Stelio said, right? It's just so robotic. It's so uninteresting, right? I just watch us. And when was the last time any of our players scored from outside the box? Like, do any of you remember?
I think that's
like,
a fair
it would help, Michael, if we had players who could shoot from outside the box.
Danny, but fucking centre backs can score 30-meter bangers, right? It doesn't take a genius to score outside the box. It just sometimes happens, right?
No,
it
takes
your
a
laces
decent
through
player.
it. Yeah, but
Takes a
you just
decent player.
you put your laces through it, and it somehow ends up in the back of the net. Right?
Which player is going to put their legs through it at Tottenham right now?
I don't know, Palhinha. Like
he doesn't score long.
Van de Ven. Like
so are we relying on Van de Ven?
Danny, stop. I know what you are doing. You are going to revert back to the whole fucking players are shit thing, right?
They're not.
I understand
to take the shots.
Because
they are just
shoot. That's why.
Because they're not coached.
Because they're fucking shit.
They're shit because they're not
fucking shit.
Because they're not coached.
They're fucking
no
shit.
Coaching at this club. They're not
fucking
coached.
shit. They are fucking shit. We've got fucking Odebear, Dominic so wanky. We've got fucking Taldinho.
Lanky scored 16 goals last season.
They are fucking crap.
16 goals last season, Danny. Danny scored 16 goals last season.
They are all crap.
No, answer that question. He scored 16 goals last season. No.
Yeah. All right, Stel. Where did we finish last season, Stel? We finished 17th in the league, Stel. We lost like 22 games, Stel.
Hold on. No, you said Solanke's shit at shooting and he scored 16
goals. They're fucking shit, mate. They're fucking shit.
So when I proved to you,
they are fucking shit. I've never seen such a shit bunch of players as Spurs in my life.
That's not an argument. You're just angry. You're being angry again. When I prove to you Solanke scores goals, you change the argument to, but the team finished 17th. We're talking about players shooting. Solanke scored 16 goals last season.
In all competitions.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And where's he been still? He's been fucking injured.
Right. But you mentioned his name, saying he can't shoot.
Well, look, he's shit. He is fucking shit. Look at what he did
scored 16 goals last season, Danny.
Header, and he fucking heads it straight at the keeper. He is shit.
Danny, he scored 16 goals last season.
Still, and we finished 17th in the fucking league.
Team. That's the team. We're talking about.
So who's going to score goals, Stel? Who's going to score goals in our team?
Dan.
Who is going to score goals in our team right now?
Dan brings up one argument, and you change the complete argument. You change the complete argument. So tell me what you're actually arguing, because I don't know which one you're arguing.
Okay, I'll ask you then. Who in our team scores goals right now, apart from Romero and Van der Ven? Who scores goals?
The way we're playing, nobody.
Danny,
right.
Danny,
why can nobody score goals?
Hang on, Dan. Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth, mate. Calm down.
Calm down.
Right.
Don't say to calm down.
I can say calm down if I want. You can't tell me not to say calm down.
Then we come to Alex.
Let them have a moment. Let them have the moment. I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying this. Let them have the moment.
Go on, Mike.
My point was.
I do enjoy it too.
My point was that I often say, like, fuck the player's quality. I'm just talking purely like coaching here, right? My point was, and I often make this point, right, that between the 0 and the 1, there is a whole fucking spectrum of things you can do, right? And Ange was like close to 1 in terms of attacking, and Frank is close to 0 in terms of attacking, right? I just want a team that's bang in the middle, right? We defend okay and we attack okay. Why does it have to be that we are fucking good at one thing and shit at all the others, right? Like, I watch teams like Crystal Palace who are in a crisis, right? Bournemouth who are in a crisis, right? Burnley who are wank, West Ham who are shit, right? Forest who defend for their fucking lives, but they can actually counter-attack and score and press, right? Like, how comes those managers with those players, right? And listen, we can debate whether Forest have a better squad than Spurs, right? Okay, fine. I'm not talking about that, right? But how comes those managers with those players can do the basics, right? How comes when I watch Forest, right, they can score goals outside the box, they can score headers, they can press, they can defend, they can attack, right? Not to a worthy standard, but to a certain standard, right? And I watch us play, and okay, we defend good from time to time, right? But we don't score goals outside the box, right? We fucking score headers and tap-ins only, right? We just don't press. I don't know why the fuck we are not pressing at all, right? Because it's not being coached, right? I just watch this team and I see plenty of like areas where we lack basics, right? We just don't do things that other teams do. And we have 20 teams in the Premier League and 19 of them do those things and we fucking don't, right? Just fucking tell me why, right?
Maybe because we haven't got an identity.
No,
because I've been sitting here for
this
20
comment
minutes.
off a bit. Okay, well, you can wait 10 seconds, mate. I need to read something out. Right? Alex, you can do. You will. Stefan, Alex, 1 second.
Because I've done with this.
Stefan, mate, I think. All right. Well, hang on a second. Stefan, I like the comment. The Polish bro always with a passive-aggressive energy.
Well, that's the default fucking thing for it.
Exactly, no, mate. It suits you down to a T.
My point is anyway.
Hang on, Alex. Hang on a second.
The main event needs to speak. I've had enough.
Well, you can speak in a sec, Alex. I'm just finishing what the fella said. Calm down, man. I'm just saying, the way he's just described that, spot on. Passive-aggressive. Always passive-aggressive. Spot on. Alex, go for goal.
Let me just get straight to it. I've had enough of this crap. My point is anyway, right? When people say all this stuff, it's quite clear. It's quite clear. We ain't got no identity. It's quite clear. It's been that for how many years now? You know what I
Right.
mean? You know what I mean? It's like, what?
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that you're going from Ange to bloody Frank, what does that say to you? I mean, I'm listening to Paul O'Keefe, right? Big up to Connor, yeah, even though I don't like his other guy, yeah, right? I'm listening to Paul O'Keefe, and it's getting even worse listening to him. Because I thought it was Vinay and bloody Lange I'm worried about. I'm actually worried about the board now. The board have to make the decision. And the fact that deliberating over a decision, we're deliberating over a decision and we're waiting for relegation at the moment. I mean, that just sums it all up there. You know what I mean? You know, yesterday, and then people talk to me about Dortmund. Let's talk about Dortmund first. Let's talk about Dortmund. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
We're saying that was our best performance. Oh, because we've shown attacking intent. It was fluent. I'm sorry, that wasn't fluent to me. I'm sorry. Just because we have a load of crap the last couple of weeks, that wasn't fluent to me. That was just attacking intent for me. You know what I mean? Yes, circumstances. It was a good game. We had a good game, and people need to get their credit. Yeah, all day long, right? But it sums it up. The game that was really more important was the West Ham game was more important.
Yeah.
And the Burnley game was important. And look what happened there. You know what I mean? When it really came to the crunch, we all talk about Romero. Stelios has to waffle and make him waffle about Romero. Right?
That's a statement.
Where was he in defence? Yeah, where was he in defence? Where's Van der Ven?
Still.
Yeah? Where was he in defence? Where's a Doji? Yeah, that you're praising all over the Lord and Saviour, Lord Doji. Oh yeah, come on Tuesday. Yeah, where was he? Where was he? Where was he in the second half?
He was doing a pirouette on the
Where
line.
was he, Bob? Where was he?
He was on the bench, thanks to your manager.
Oh yeah, but where was he in the second half, Bob? Were we letting that go? Where was he?
When he stopped Carl Walker. When he stopped Carl Walker. When he stopped Carl Walker. When he stopped Carl Walker.
Again, you get what I'm saying?
No, I don't.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, these players are crap as well. All of them are crap. Because at the moment, they were 17th last season, right? And they're 14th this season. And all I'm hearing for Tottenham fans is, oh, we're going to get Xavi Zonzo. Oh, we're going to get Xavi Hernandez. Oh, we could go and get Amorim all of a sudden. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Seriously. We need to start worrying about relegation first and get out of that first before we can start looking at these managers and think we're going on the table for them lot at the moment. You know what I mean? I'm sorry. And that's it. That's what I say. Back to you, Dan, to say something that you need to...
I like all you fellas. You know, your voices go high pitched when you're angry, man.
I'm not angry, but
mine don't because I ain't Northern, yeah? That's more of a Northern thing, yeah? So, Stel, hang on a sec. I need to just make sure that Stel understood what Alex said.
It's lost in translation.
You see what Spurs does to us? Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Well, do you need me to explain
take Romero, take Romero and Van der Ven out of Tottenham, we are relegated. Facts, we are relegated.
I agree with that.
They do score goals, to be fair. They do score goals. But,
Don't you think when you
the only one scoring goals? The only one scoring goals because no one else in our team can score.
Alex, Frank was meant to be this manager that makes us defensively solid. He makes us defensively well structured. We're hard to beat. It was the biggest con that was fed to fans.
I agree there.
We are defensively just as vulnerable as we were when Ange was here. The difference is under Ange, we just got caught in transition every single week. Under Frank, we just get caught from either set plays or when pressure's put on our back line.
Do you know what as well, guys? Right, Thomas Frank, right? He always finishes around about 10th to 15th, doesn't he, in the Premier League? He doesn't finish any higher than 10th. I don't think he has anyway, right? So he's got us in the position of Brentford.
Do you know what? You say that, Ellie. You say that. I think it's very true. I mean, Thomas Frank was someone who I was game for having him in, play with the cards he's got and everything. I got to put my hands up to that. I couldn't have fucked up that one anymore if I tried. My bad on that one. And he has basically, I don't think, it's like, I don't look on Spurs as as an elite club. We are not an elite club. On paperwork, if you was actually to put Tottenham on paperwork, yeah, take out all the football history, but put them on paperwork of what they are. and then look at all the other elite clubs. On the paperwork, Tottenham look like they should be sitting there with Munich, Madrid, Barcelona, Man U. Well, not, Man U,
In
Man
terms
City,
of what? In
Chelsea.
terms of what, Dan?
In terms of if you look on the paperwork, take the football side out of it, yeah, and look at what
Revenue.
Spurs have got. Look at everything Spurs have got. You would expect that
Assets, you mean?
an elite
And
club.
the ground and that. Yeah,
When you
yeah.
look at the ground, the stadium, the amount of income we have, everything about the club, you would think on paper, before you look at the football side, yeah, this is an elite club up there with the others.
Yeah.
We're not even a big club anymore. Okay,
Dan,
supporters maybe, but the way we play and the history we've got over the past 25 years, I'm even coming down a level now from saying we're not an elite club, we're a big club. Are we even a big club? Because we don't
act.
We don't even act like a big club, let alone an elite club. We actually are looking like a Burnley.
Dan, you know, because I think which fucking paper did the financial thing recently? Was it Forbes? I think Forbes did the whole financial roundup, right? And in Europe, right, the only clubs to have bigger revenue than us were Munich, PSG, Barca, and Real. Only those 4 clubs, right? In England, it was like Arsenal, Liverpool, United, and City, I think. Right? Chelsea were below us, actually, right? It's financially, right? This club could do that, right? But that's just on paper, as you said. And it always has been and will probably be for the longest, right? Yeah,
There's what you're talking about.
Exactly, right? Yeah, PSG, Munich, Barcelona, Madrid. Only those 4 clubs in Europe, right? And 4 clubs in the Premier League. Financially are bigger than us, right? And there is a gap between us and 10th, right? It's, I don't know, like...
And the other thing is with Mike, when you look at that, it's only because of Champions League or winning things that Liverpool, City have bigger revenue than us. It is only because of that. When it actually comes down to, when you take all of that out of it, basically, the revenue that we have, we are one of the few clubs that can actually support ourselves without having to get in the Champions League, without having to sell players, without having to do this and that. We actually have one of the highest revenues out there altogether when you take out the cups and that. And when you look at it on the paper, you would expect us to be up there with them, wouldn't you?
Yeah. And that ranking that you have shown was for the past year, so not this season, right? This season it will be higher because we are in the Champions League, right?
Very true. And we don't even act like a big club. We're not even a big club. We are literally like a Burnley now.
Yeah. Can I ask people? Can I ask a question? Right. I want to ask, why is it that you guys or whoever thinks that a manager can get a better tune out of this absolute fucking shit show of a squad? Please tell me a reason why. Because
you
I
see
honestly,
what Michael Carrick's done in 2 games.
Yeah, but
everybody was saying Man United was shit.
Ellie, Man United,
he can get them passing better. Work on passing.
Ellie, Man United have a £200 million front line of Mbeumo, Cunha, Bruno Fernandes, and they've got Sesko. Those players are far better than what we have got up front. So of course, if you have a better coach, if you
we're not talking about a level of a player, we're talking can he get more out of them?
Ellie, because they are better players.
Of course,
when
they're
you're
better.
A better player,
that doesn't mean our players can't be coached better.
Ellie, did you know Michael Carrick got sacked from Middlesbrough?
Yes, I do know he got sacked.
Right. Why did he get sacked? Because he was
every manager gets sacked. Hold on, every manager gets sacked.
So all of a sudden, he has quality players, and he can now get a tune out of them.
Yeah, but he was doing really well in his run. He got into the playoffs.
But he was getting tuned out of
he's left them in a good place.
Like he was getting tuned out of Middlesbrough. Like he got sacked in like 4th. He got sacked in 4th season, right? 3rd or 4th season. Like, Danny, I think you are mistaking what we are talking about here, right? We are not talking about getting this squad to 4th, right? We are talking about being a fucking respectable football club.
Yeah, but
I think
Michael,
we haven't
got respectable football players.
I think
Work on it.
I think
Can I
Look
just-
at his
You
passing.
guys think that our players are fucking good. They fucking
No.
finished 7th.
No,
No,
I don't think
no.
anyone
No,
said
they
good.
can do
No,
better
Danny.
than what they're showing.
Danny.
Because they can.
I think they are better than 15th and losing to fucking West Ham.
I
at home.
don't. I really
Then,
don't.
Okay.
then you are, then you are
Alright.
fucking stupid, Danny. Sorry, but
No,
what the
you
fuck?
guys are stupid to think we're actually better than we are.
We're all
fucking,
stupid.
we
We're
are a
all-
shit show of a squad.
All right, Dan, let me give it to you on this side then.
Dan,
yeah?
can
The
I-
way
can
I
I
see
have
it
some
is,
We've
facts?
got Tell, Odebear, and fucking Solanke
Okay.
as our players up front.
I
Are
get
you
it.
serious?
Dan.
We
Can
have,
I hit
we
some
have Van de
facts?
Ven, Romero, Udogi, and Porro as a backline, right? That's
Udogi
better than
is
every
fucking injured all the time, and he's not that great.
Dan, can I
And
hit
Porro's
some
one of
facts
the
here?
worst defensive right wing backs in the
Danny,
league.
Danny, look, I get it. You think that's shit. I get it. That's your argument, right? Let me say this. The reason Amorim got sacked was because he wasn't getting a tune out of those players.
Yeah,
Right.
quality players,
So,
quality
he-
forwards.
Danny,
Hang on.
let me
Go on,
finish my
go on,
point.
go on.
Let me finish my point, right?
Skin up or something.
Amorim was given Mbuemo, Cunha, and Bruno. Now,
Yeah.
Cunha scored 3 goals in 18 games under Amorim. Carrick's come in, he's got 1 in 2. So from 1 in 6, he's 1 in 2 now. Mbuemo scored 6 in 16. Carrick's come in, he scored 2 in 2. So that's improved. Bruno Fernandes assists was 10 in 20, so that's 1 in 2. He's now 2 in 2. So just Carrick changing the way Man United go about their game has automatically lifted Mbuemo, Cunha, and Bruno's attacking stats, all of them. Now, I'm not saying Odegaard, Tell, Solanke are going to be Bruno, Mbuemo, Cunha. What I'm saying, and this is what Michael was trying to say, a better manager lifts their stats up. Brendan Johnson is crap, but there's a reason he got 19 goals under Ange. There's a reason
For the way he
Solanke
was
got
playing. 16
16 goals under Ange. It's not because they're good players or they'll ever be great players. The way we set about got the best out of them. And this is what managers do. The best managers get the most out of what they got. Frank is not doing that at Tottenham. That's the argument we're putting forward.
Yeah,
I don't think any of them are great. Frank is failing the players.
But the problem is, right, Stel, I get exactly what you're saying, right? But for me, I can't see any manager getting any tune out of these players. Like
You just agree with me, though.
you'll be
Disagree with
you'll be marginally better. What is marginally better than what we're doing right now?
Okay, it's
not,
8 points.
It's not a
I'll tell you
massive
what
difference.
Danny, I'll tell you what the difference is, right? We're 8 points from relegation. We're 8 points from top 4. So that marginal difference puts us in Europe. That's the difference.
Yeah.
That marginal tweak puts us in Europe. It's a
Yeah.
completely different perspective on the club now
Right.
if we're in Europe.
I also understand that, but do you know what, Stel? For me, I cannot accept how fans cannot see we are struggling so much in the attacking line of our team. It is decimated with injuries, right?
Oh, totally.
Decimated. And how can we expect any manager to get a fucking tune out of Odegaard, Tell, Solanke, and Richarlison? Like, they are useless. They are fucking useless players.
I'm agreeing with you on that bit, Dan. The way I see it, like football in general, is you can have a pretty bang average team, but if you get the right manager in there who gets the players in the right formation, playing them to what they are actually best at, not making them do things that they aren't good at, because not every player is bloody universal and everything, because we haven't got quality players like that, but gets the team rolling to what it's best at, to what they can do best, knowing what they're not good at, but getting them to what they can do. You can make a bang average team go up 2 or 3 places or a couple more and actually look like a respectable team. But in that aspect, you need to be a good enough manager to tweak every bit of it to get it playing the right way. I don't think this team is good in any means or manner. I think we have some good players in there, but I don't think the team is good overall. Up front, I think he's shambolic, one of the worst. But I do think if a manager can get this team working properly, we would be better than 14th. Now, I'm not saying we'd be 5th or even 8th, but I think we could at least be 9th or 10th. This is what I'm basically saying. I think we could be a few places up.
I think we can be bang in the middle of the table, right? I think those players are capable of being like 10th or something, right? Not fucking relegation bound. And we are sitting here as fans of Tottenham Hotspur debating whether we will get relegated this season, right? I don't think they are that bad. Like, I agree with you, Daddy. I think Odobert, no fucking end product, right? Tell stepovers and
Why is he
None of them
here?
can score,
right?
Michael.
Yeah.
None of them could score. They're not
Yeah,
goal
so-
scorers.
Yeah, but if they just did something, right, to help Van de Ven and Romero, who are carrying fucking 9 dead corpses on their back, right, then we could maybe do something, right? But
Do you know what, Michael? I actually want to see Frank sacked just to show Spurs fans that nothing will change. Honestly, I really want him sacked just to show Spurs fans that nothing will change with this current group of players with the injuries we have as well in our squad. It will not change. It really will
It'll
not
be the
change.
same with the next manager as well.
Well,
It'll be
there's
the
no
next-
manager.
100%, Dave.
But there's no
100%.
manager though.
Guys, I
We-
disagree with this. I disagree with this. I'm sorry. Listen, right?
We
We are
sacked-
2 wins. We're 2 wins away from the Europa Cup place. 2 wins away. The way we've approached certain games this year is why we've not picked up those wins in certain
True.
games this year. If you look at the Arsenal game, the way we approached that game, the way we set up,
Terrible.
the most negative, defeatist
I agree
approach.
with that.
Do I think we would have beaten Arsenal? Probably not. But we gave it to them. Man United, they went there and said, fuck you, we're going to give it a go. If we had that approach in most of our games this year, I'm telling you, we would have got those
Would
2
have been higher.
Stel,
right now.
but
We would be
you
seven.
wait. Stel, you know, it's not even about Chelsea and Arsenal and fucking Newcastle away and all that stuff, right?
Yes,
I'm
man.
talking about winning against Fulham at home,
Wolves,
West
West
Ham at
Ham.
home, Sunderland at home,
Yeah, but
right?
the thing
Wolves
is,
drawing.
Michael, these
We've drew
teams
with
beat
Wolves.
These teams beat big teams. Burnley drew with Man United and Liverpool. Like, how are we forgetting that? Like, it's
At their
insane.
Amorim.
And you get bottom of the league.
Man United just beat Arsenal and Burnley fucking drew with Man United.
Yeah,
That's
under
before
Amorim.
they changed the
Under
manager.
Amorim.
They changed
Yeah,
the manager.
but they changed the manager still.
To
but
change
they've
the way
got-
they play
but
and win
they've got
games.
good players to be able to play that way.
Danny, are you telling me? All right, let me ask you a question. Are you telling me if we didn't bring a more proactive, not reactive manager, that he wouldn't go into more games this season saying, we're going to go for it? We're going to give it a better go. That doesn't mean everyone on the halfway line. It means we're going to have a defense a little bit back, but we are going to go for it in terms of attack. Whereas this manager, in the eyes of a lot of fans, not just me, he's too negative. He's too cautious. Do you not think another manager would have got 2 more wins this season with a different mindset in the matches?
Do you know what?
That I
feel,
can believe.
Phil?
That I
Honestly,
can go with.
And
honestly,
that's the
Phil,
difference
that's
between
the point.
14th and 7th.
Honestly,
right
can
now.
I just say, like, honestly,
Go on,
I
Dan. Go
feel
on.
we would have lost more games because I think we would have been like Ange this season and more open, and I think we would have lost more games.
No, I said not a high line. No, Dan, I said not a high
No.
line.
Yeah,
You
but
can
but
beat.
our
you
That's a
players
can-
totally
our
different
players-
system, Dan.
Our players can't. We don't have the players to play this way.
No.
We've got. Look what we've had this
What
season.
way?
We've had
How do you
Archie
know that if
Gray.
Frank doesn't do it? How do you know that if Frank doesn't do it?
We
I'm
haven't
asking
got a
you, how do you
style.
know?
But he
at
has
the
done it. He
moment.
did it against Borussia Dortmund.
And we
These
battered them.
players can't play at that intensity
Danny, we
all
battered
every
Borussia
game because
Dortmund.
they're not good enough.
Danny, we beat Borussia Dortmund. I don't understand.
Yeah, we
I
beat
need to
Borussia
ask a question
Dortmund,
here.
right? Because I've said to you, Stel, in
Anyway, I'll come to you
multiple
next, Alex.
times, right? I've said that these players are good enough for a one-off game occasionally, right? But they cannot play at that intensity every game because they are just average, below average.
Then they're not good enough
Most
to do it
of them.
against Wolves or against West Ham or against
Yeah, but
Fulham.
the Premier League is different still than the Champions League. The Premier League is far more physical than the Champions League.
Yeah, but
Why do you
West
think
Ham
Burnley
gonna
are
beat
not
Dortmund?
better
Premier
than
League
Are West,
is more-
are West Ham and Wolves going to beat Borussia Dortmund?
But it's not that's irrelevant, right? The
No, it
Premier
is
League,
relevant.
no, it's not because in the Premier League, still everyone can beat anyone. Anyone can beat
That's very
anyone.
true.
It doesn't
I
matter.
agree with that.
And
It
we
doesn't
can beat
matter.
anyone then. Danny, then
Yeah,
we
but,
can
no,
beat anyone.
but still,
We
on
can
the
do it.
day, Fulham can go and beat Man City, right? On the day, they can, right?
Yeah.
In a one-off game, they can do it.
Yeah.
The problem with Tottenham is we have multiple competitions and we cannot get that level of performance we need as Tottenham fans.
So
to
stop
see
going
that
for every
week,
competition.
week in, week out. We
Okay,
cannot
Danny,
do
then
it.
don't go for every competition because Poch didn't, Mourinho didn't, Ange didn't.
Yeah.
Ange mugged
Yeah.
off 2 competitions. So
He
that's
did.
not Frank. That's Frank's choice.
Yeah, but that's probably what would the board want, because he's also working for the club. He's an employee of
So
the
the
club.
club said go for everything, and it's okay to finish.
Oh, didn't they tell that to us then?
Yeah, they told us, right?
They
want
told us
to
that. They
compete
said they
in
want to go for everything.
Okay.
Last season,
Okay,
we got,
so then Frank's doing a great job then.
last
Right, go
season
on.
we got to the last
doing a
season
great
we
job
got
then.
to the semi-final as well of the League Cup. So we
Can I
did
just
really
say
mug off. We
Let
didn't
Ellie
mug
finish
off the
and
League Cup.
go.
We actually got to the League Cup semi-final last season, right? And in the final, we didn't even have Maddison, Bergvall, or Kulu,
But
yeah?
Madison was instrumental to our run.
And we
in
didn't
the
play
Champions
Solly either. And we
I
but
think
we
we're
beat
missing
Man
the point,
United.
though.
So the
Go on, Alex.
players are capable. I know what you're trying to say, Dan. You're trying to say they're not consistently at a level where they can peak in
Because
one
they are
game
average
and
footballers.
then they let you down, which
Can
has
we
been
keep
the story of our last. Well, say the first season at Ange, he finished fifth, but that was a letdown as well. Even though we finished fifth, that was a big
And we had
letdown
one
as
game a
well
week,
because
Alex.
we.
I
We had one game
Yeah.
really don't want to interrupt Lenny
Go on,
because you're
Alex.
the
Go
queen,
on.
but you know I respect you, Ellie, yeah. But
course you
I think
do.
we're missing the point here, right? The point of the matter is, right, the team is not good enough at the moment to compete on all fronts at the moment, right? Now people are saying we need to concentrate on one competition. There's something wrong there because we had the same problem last season, right? Okay, now if we're saying Frank is not good enough, sack him today or on Monday. The question is who comes in, because that's what I need
don't
to hear
care about
right
the
now.
manager, Alex.
Solutions
I don't care
now.
about the manager.
You can't.
If
Right?
we
I don't
sack,
care who's the
if
manager.
we
I don't
sack
care
Frank
who's-
today, guaranteed Johnny Heidegger will be
Yeah. And
run
then
us
he'll
for the
get
rest
us
of the season.
relegated.
Because at the
And he will
moment,
get
Yeah.
us relegated.
Yeah,
I'm not happy
agreed.
with John, I've got to be
As
honest,
well,
I'm not happy with John Heidegger in any shape or form at the moment, because that's not telling me any vibes of staying up, right? Because at the moment we need somebody at the moment to get us through. Whether it gets us into Europe, I don't really care. But we need to get away from that relegation zone at the moment, because Tottenham Hotspur cannot afford to get relegated this
Alex,
season.
can I add something to what you said? Like, people were forgetting that when we had Harry Kane and Son, right, we were still scraping by results because of them. And
Exactly.
I was always saying that without them too, we'd be a relegation team. Like we'd be that bad because they were and I think people were forgetting the reality of where we are right now. This is the first time we've had no Harry Kane and Son in 10 years.
The
And
strikers are
used
not
to
doing it. Our defenders are doing it.
Yeah. And people said Thomas Frank's improved the defense. Well, he's definitely improved their fucking scoring ability because they're fucking the only ones who scoring.
You know what though? I think I know Odeberg gets a lot of stick, but he has improved this season in terms of his general play. And
It wasn't
yesterday,
hard.
Yeah.
no, not really. It wasn't that hard, but he has improved. And yesterday, he done one fantastic shot at the bloody goal he saved, right?
Yeah.
And he done a brilliant move to set up Romero and chip it onto his head. That was really good what he did, you know.
So,
And we're
Ali,
always
would you say
crying
then
out for
Frank has improved a few players then?
well, Odeberg.
Would you not say Tell's also slightly improved from last season?
No.
Everyone was moaning
No.
last
He's
year.
not had the minutes to improve, has he? He's been rotting on the fucking bench all season.
Look at it this way with a
Three
manager.
goals in the Premier League.
He doesn't get a look in.
Dan,
What I
can
said at
can
the start.
Dan, people are forgetting what has been going on this season, right? We were 2-0 down at Brighton. 2-0 down. At half-time, he brings on Xavi Simons and he brings on Brennan Johnson. Now, you might all think they're shit. That's cool with me. But he made 2 attacking changes and it finished 2-2. We're 2-0 down at Forest and he brings on Paulinho and Ben Davies and none of the attackers. What happened? We lost 3-0. This is what I mean. Shit like that is on the manager. Just when I praised
Those
Frank,
decisions.
when I said, Frank, well done. We were losing the game. You made attacking changes and it worked out. Good.
Mm-hmm.
Against Forest, he does the fucking opposite. That's on
Yes.
him. Now, there are so many games this season, I could give you examples like this. And that's where we've lost those 6 or 7 points that would have us 7th right now. And this is why I can't accept it's just the players being shit. Yes, they're not good enough. But this manager has also not been good enough. That's been the big difference for me.
Stan?
You know?
I think I think he needs to go for his sake. He's got to go for his sake. He looks like
looks
the poor
haggard.
fucker.
And my
He
sake,
looks like
and my sake.
he's aged 10 years
Yeah,
since he's in
100%
6
the
months.
bags.
Mike.
Poor
Let Mike
cunt.
say his
He
bit.
hasn't
was in
washed
the middle
his
of saying
hair for
something.
weeks.
Hang on, Ellie. Let Mike say his bit. He was in the middle of saying something.
Yeah,
But I
yeah.
do agree with the thing you
problem.
just said. He looks like he's been out on the crack the night before. He looks fucked.
Yeah, I agree, Dave.
Go on, Mike.
Listen, after last season, right?
Leave the pipe alone.
Yeah.
Go on, Mike.
After the
Frank
last
for
season,
Frank.
after the last season, right? My expectations about this season were pretty much nothing, right? I just expected someone to come in. It wasn't for me. I didn't care if it was Frank, Glasner, whoever, right? I just expected someone to come in and stabilize this club, right? So that even though this squad is not as good as I want it to be, we will beat the worst teams and we will lose to the better teams, right? I don't expect anyone to come in right now and make this team beat Newcastle away and Arsenal and City and Liverpool at Anfield, right? I don't expect that, right? But I think I can have an expectation of us beating fucking Wolves, who at the time had 2 points in the league, right? I think I can have an expectation of us beating Fulham at home, right? Or West Ham at home. Like, I understand that the players are not good, right? And I agree with that. I agree with the fact that I would fuck off like 3/4 of this squad, right? I wouldn't bat an eyelid if any of them left, right?
Yeah.
I just have like a couple of players that I like in this team, and I think they are carrying this team, right? Van de Ven, Romero. I really like Poro, although I think we are misusing him heavily, right? But that's besides the point, right? If Frank, right, stabilized to the point that we were sitting 8th right now, and as Stel said, with the way this league is, 8th is like 2 results, right? 2 or 3 results going our way. Not Arsenal away, not Chelsea at home, not Newcastle away, not Villa at home even, right? Because Villa are good. I'm talking about fucking Sunderland at home, Wolves at home, and all those, like 2 of these matches, right? And we are sitting 8th. I wouldn't say anything about him, right? But the fact that we are 15th, like 3 points above the relegation zone, or like 4 points above the relegation zone, this is my issue, right? Because as shit as this squad is, it's not that shit, in my opinion. And I know, Danny, you don't agree with me on that, right? But from my point of view, right, I wouldn't say anything. If we dropped out of the FA Cup, Carabao Cup, got fucking shafted in the Champions League, just stabilize this club so we can have a normal season, right? Where we beat the teams that we are supposed to beat and we lose to the teams we are supposed to lose, right? Whereas we are in the middle of a fucking shit show, right? We are losing to fucking West Ham at home, who were winless in 11. Like, I'm not expecting him to beat Arsenal like in 3 matches, right? 3 matches away from now, we will play Arsenal at home, right? We will probably get fucking shafted again, right? I'm not expecting him to beat Arsenal, right? But I expect him to beat fucking West Ham and Wolves. Just those 2 teams. They are in a relegation zone, winless in 11, right? Winless in fucking 13. But like even Bournemouth away, I will fucking say nothing about this, right? Because
They
Bournemouth
beat us at home as well.
yeah,
Bournemouth.
even that, right? Like Bournemouth lost like good players, right? Bournemouth were on a bad losing streak, right? But they are not a bad team. So even losing to them away, I'm not commenting on that, right? Like, fine. We are not not good enough to beat Bournemouth away, right? But West Ham at home, again, like Wolves at home, Sunderland at home. Sunderland are fucking woeful on the road, by the way. And they got a draw against us, right? Like, I don't know. It's just like...
So can we not also, Michael, can we not say that the Premier League is so tight this year that we are 6 points from 7th and 8 points from West Ham, right?
Yeah.
That's how close the league is. So we are 23 games in. We've just gone over the halfway mark of the league. There's still 20 odd games to play. I'm just under 20 games, right? So a lot can change in 2 games. Why can't we say that at the end of the season that it can all change?
Danny, if he turns it around, let me put this straight, right? If he turns this around, if he goes and slaps City, right, loses to Arsenal, like loses to Newcastle, whatever, right? But then after that, like I will give him I don't care about Arsenal at home, right? We'll lose that. I won't blame him for that, right? But if he after that,
I
if he
will.
goes and I not in a sense I don't care. Like, of course, I want us to beat them, right? But I understand that we are not capable with those players, right? But if he
You're
then
being
goes,
realistic.
I'm
You're
being realistic. Right? But if after that run in February he goes and beats, I don't know, like Brighton at home and Fulham away or
Michael,
something
there's
like
only
that, right?
14 games left.
Yeah, I know, Stelios, but I'm saying, right, if he turns this around and we end up like 8th or 9th, I'm okay with that, right?
Can I ask you something then?
But we are
You
fucking-
okay with finishing 9th? Wow, is this
Yeah.
how
Guys,
fucking shit?
We've got
Oh, we've
15
come
games
down.
left, by the way.
with the
Well, we
context.
did finish
With the-
17th last year.
Yeah,
so
we-
it's a
yeah.
Can I
Can
offer
I-
you
can
ninth
I-
now, Dave?
Wait,
One
wait,
sec
wait.
still, and
That's
I'll come
because of
straight
the-
to you.
Yeah,
Go on, Mike.
just-
Finish what you're saying.
Yeah, because that's a good question, Dave, right? I wouldn't be if we had fucking Kane and Son, right? But I understand the squad is not good, and we finished 17th last season, and
we're
we have a fucking
decimated with
injury, and
injuries.
we have injury crisis right now, right? So I would be okay with 9th or 8th, right? I actually think we could use a break from Europe. I know it sounds fucking mental, right? But
No,
I
I
think
agree.
I agree with that.
we could use a break from Europe, right? But I cannot
No, we
accept
lose our best
us
players,
being-
Michael. We lose our best players.
Yeah.
They're going anyway.
That's the problem.
Still, they're going anyway. There's no
Yeah,
problem.
if they want to
going
go, they will go, right? If they want to go, they will go
Van
anyway,
der
right?
Ven is gone.
Yeah,
Baked
but-
potato. See you later. He's
But
off.
Dan, I can
Yeah, he's gone.
accept being 9th, but I won't fucking accept being 16th, right?
I
Because
agree.
that's a travesty. A club like ours being 16th, with the revenue that we have, with the money that we can throw at things, right? Us being 16th is unacceptable for me. 9th, I understand that we can have a worse season, right? Last season for me was an anomaly, and I said it, right? That's an anomaly. I hope this never fucking happens again in my life, right? Because I was the one of the guys that said that I will take a trophy in 17th, right? After last season, that's done and dusted. Never
I'll
fucking
take that
again.
again this year.
I mean, if we win Champions League, okay. Champions League is a
I'll
different
take that
kettle of
all day
fish, right?
long.
If we win Champions League, I can see us getting relegated. Fuck this, right? I just want the Champions League.
Mate,
But
I'd take Champions League and relegation all day long.
No, I wouldn't take that at all. No,
I would.
wouldn't take
I know
that.
You
Stell
what?
would too.
would.
I know
I
Stell
would.
would too.
I
would.
You know what?
Yep.
fucking
go on,
Millwall,
Stell,
Millwall
go
away
on.
would slap. Millwall
I
away
wouldn't.
would
Mate,
slap.
No,
Real Madrid on a Wednesday.
Millwall are coming up.
No, I don't like that. I don't,
Millwall are doing really
You
well.
don't like
Can I say
Championship.
Milko?
Alex,
No,
I'm
no,
joking.
no, I actually
I
agree
was
with
joking, Alex, by the way.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I actually hear what you're saying. You know what I mean? Because the only thing I don't really agree with is the money sort of thing. I'm saying it well as a Tottenham Hotspur fan now. Yeah, forget the money and what we earn and all that rubbish now. Yeah, I don't care, right? Because it don't affect me because I still have to pay my money for the ticket. I don't really care, right?
Yeah.
My point is that I'm looking for pride as a Tottenham Hotspur fan. I can't see my team 17th anymore. Right, I was ashamed last season. That was shameful. Yes, I enjoyed
Exactly
the European Cup. Yeah, I have to. Yeah, because life's too short. Yeah, you might never see that again.
What do you
But
mean?
this 17th, no, I can't do that.
But
I can't do that. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Who cussed you about being 17th when you won the Europa Cup?
But I can't do 17th.
No, answer the question. Who cussed you when you were 17th
I
when you
agree
won the
with
Europa
Stell
Cup?
Well, yeah, no,
Nobody
but-
cussed
no
me.
one, but who
Nobody,
cares?
because when they cussed me, I said, "What have you won? What have
Okay,
you won?"
cool.
When they went quiet,
Okay,
I was
cool.
like, "Exactly."
But
So,
okay, cool. But how's it worked out for us this season then, Stell? If we want to be big bang about it,
we're
bruv?
talking about last season when we finished.
Okay,
17th.
cool. But
We're not
how's
17th
it worked out for this season then, bruv? How's it worked out for this season?
You're changing the argument now.
No,
You
I'm changing
said-
the argument because I can change
no,
the
you
argument.
are.
You're
You're
trying to play it
waffling.
that
Now
way.
you're waffling. You're waffling.
No, I'm not waffling.
You just said,
Alex,
you're
let Stell
waffling.
speak. Let
You
Stell
just said you were embarrassed when we finished 17th.
Yeah, I was
That was
embarrassed.
last year. Wait, that was last year.
Yeah,
If you
cool.
want to talk about this year, I agree with you this year. I agree. I don't agree about last year, though.
Because
Yeah,
there's
but
going to be no trophy on the end of it this year.
Yeah, but
Exactly.
just because you're starving of a trophy.
No, because
yeah?
I could shut
Just
up
because
anyone
we're
that cussed
starving
me.
of a trophy,
Arsenal
that's the
fans tried
problem.
to cuss me. I said, "What did you win? What
Yeah,
did you
but
win?"
cool. That's you then. That's you. I'm saying I enjoyed the trophy because I had to enjoy the trophy because
What do you mean you
because
had
it never
to?
comes that
It's
way.
not a
And it's
choice.
a European trophy.
not a
But at the
choice.
same
You had
time,
to.
at the same time, 17th did affect us this season, hasn't it? Because we haven't,
No,
really,
it
we haven't got
hasn't.
any respect.
It
No,
hasn't.
the problem we had was that the board didn't invest in the way that we needed. They didn't do the bare
That's the
minimum.
biggest problem.
They didn't do the bare minimum.
They didn't
They
strengthen
got
our
rid of.
squad.
They got rid of a goal scorer in Son, a declining Son, and they didn't replace him with a goal scorer. How do you expect to score goals when all the goal scorers that we had last season were either injured or gone?
Well, Danny,
And we
Danny,
brought in players who cannot score goals. And fair enough, Xavi is a young guy, and you can see he's getting better and better. He's getting stronger. He's getting more used to it, right? But he wasn't going to come in instantly and give us what Maddison gave us last season or the season before. He was not going to be that guy.
Where did Man United finish last year, please?
15.
16, 15.
16th. Did that fuck them this year?
No, but it's never going to do that, though.
They spent 200 million in the window.
Why?
Because they had the ambition to go and get the signings that they needed to get. That was the whole point.
Right. So
And
finishing 17th last year wasn't our problem.
But look at the people they've got. Look at the people they've got. They've got
so finishing 17th wasn't our problem.
Yeah, but they've got Barada. They've got this Walcott's guy. They've got that other guy. So they're sitting there looking at it and saying they need top players. That's what they needed. And
it didn't work. And it didn't work until they changed the manager the last 2 weeks.
But the point
they still had the players to be able to have a good coach.
You can have the best players in the world. If you haven't got the manager to coach them, it doesn't work. You need the manager first.
Yeah, that is very true as well. At the end of the day, if you've got a fucking good gun there and it's loaded, but you've got 2 cross eyes and that, you still ain't hitting your target, are you? At the end of the day, you need all bits to be in the right place.
That's very true.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, but what manager's going to come in and coach these players to play better? I
That's the question I asked earlier. No one gave me an answer.
I cannot see any manager right now making Tell and Odebear score goal scorers. And that's our biggest problem.
We had the guy that scored 19 goals. Fine, he can only do it in a certain system. So then you gotta play to the player's strength to get those goals out of him. If you're not going to do that, then you need another solution to the players you've got. But we don't do that. Frank doesn't do that. He's got his one way of playing, and the only thing he ever changes is, shall I go with a back 3 or shall I go with a back 4? The attacking
and he never sticks with a back 3 either.
Dan, our patterns of attack are exactly the same every week. Every attack begins with Vicario passing to Van der Ven or passing to Romero. It's so telegraphed. Like, you know what we're going to do. And I'm not even a professional manager, I can see what we're going to do. So what do you think professional managers do? Right? Like, we got sussed out after month 1 when they started doubling up on Kudus. We got sussed out then.
Yeah, but
did our manager adapt it?
Told you that as well, because I said that on my channel.
Keep giving it to Kudus. Keep giving it to Kudus. Of course, it's not going to work.
But you tell us what we said already. I know that already. But let's ask the question.
But that's the manager.
Let's move it on. Let's move it on, because we know Frank is. We know Frank maybe not good enough, right? Or whatever you want to. If you think he's not good enough, he's not good enough. What is the answer to what is the answer to our problem at the moment? Solution.
Let me put it a different question.
ENIC needs to sell the club. ENIC needs to sell
up. In a perfect world.
Let me ask it in 2 questions, then, Alex. Let me put it in 2 questions, then. Yeah. 2 questions basically. I think we're at a point where I just can't see Frank improving this. I really can't, and I think if we're not careful, we're in for a relegation battle. And so, do we need to get rid of that manager that no matter what manager we get in for the next 6 months can at least quite more than likely give us that honeymoon period of, say, 5 decent results out of the next 7 games or whatever. And they could be those games that basically rescue our season to an extent to get us out of a relegation battle.
I don't think
or do we actually need to get relegated to actually start again and get ENIC and that out? Is that how far we've got to go?
Potentially.
You won't. ENIC will not sell because it's a massive, huge walking cash cow for them. Mm-hmm. We make so much money off field.
Yep.
They would be stupid to sell. They would be stupid to sell. Even if we got relegated, those NFL deals will still go through. The concerts will still go through.
Yeah.
All the hotel will still get built.
They're still building white webs. They're still building white webs for their revenue. The training pitch.
Yeah, but their revenue would go down significantly.
And then you'll still get the same old season ticket holders paying stupid money for a season ticket pumping more money into the club.
Okay, let me put it a different way then, yeah? Would you be willing to take relegation and stay down for 2-3 years and then build ourselves back up if that's what it has to be to get ENIC out? Because I don't see no other way of them going.
We're not going to build up from relegation, Dan. We're not going to build up from relegation. It's impossible
unless
to
ENIC go.
Quality.
Unless ENIC go.
Mate,
Aston Villa got their way back
the
up.
Only way this issue gets solved is our fucking owners stop pretending to be this big club that we're supposed to be and start fucking acting like a big club.
Yeah.
Go out, get a top quality manager. Do you know what?
They're not going to do it.
I know, but they have to. Do you know what I would do in the summer? Wait for the summer. Wait for the summer. Go out, right? Money talks. Go out and get me Unai Emery. Go and get me Unai Emery, a respected manager who demands nothing but respect from his players.
But they don't
no bullshit manager. Right. And while you're at it, while you're there, we'll have fucking Morgan Rogers as well. A great quality player. Now go and get me.
Right. But they don't have to do it because otherwise they would have done it. They don't have to.
We've got land.
So the thing
that's
get rid of that
as well.
Get rid of that fucking Lang. He's absolutely.
Frank keeps saying that they're trying hard. They're doing their best to get me players. Shut up! Stop lying.
Yeah.
He's lying. He's another yes
man.
As the
Robertson deal falls through,
how else are they going to go there? The only way I see them going is if someone comes in and offers 5 billion on the spot, basically, which I don't quite see happening, or we get relegated, which would severely hurt their pocket one way or another. No two ways about it. And that is the only other way I see them going.
Dan, the problem you've got with ENIC selling is that Daniel Levy owns 30% of ENIC. So they cannot get what they want for selling the club because his share will be worth around His share will be worth His share will be worth around £1 billion. If they value the club at 4 billion, his 30% is worth about £1 billion. So no matter what, ENIC will not get what they desire because he owns a share in ENIC. So this is the big problem. No matter what, Daniel Levy's shadow is still at this club because he owns a share in ENIC. So until that is sorted out, it's not going to change. And this is the problem. And this is where we have an issue.
Also, they're all made people. If we go down, do you think they're going to bat an eyelid? They're millionaires, all of them. Right? They're all millionaires, man. And our owner is a billionaire sitting on a yacht. So they won't bat an eyelid if we get relegated. It might hurt them a little bit in their pocket because they're not going to get as much in stadium revenue from fans because they have to lower their prices. But they're still making millions.
Ellie, the fans will react. That's when you get.
The fans will react. Yeah, the fans will react.
I'm not sure they will.
So is that the level? Because I don't see any other. So is that the level that it would have to go to get them out? Would you be willing to get relegated if ENIC leave?
No.
So okay,
because
hang on.
Only if we win the Champions League.
Dan, finish your question.
Right. What I'm saying is then, so you're quite happy then with us scrimping and scraping 14th, 15th, maybe 9th if we do our best, buying crap, this and that and everything, and just stick with that. I am at the point now where I'm willing to take that risk if the only way would be to get ENIC out, and I honestly don't see another way, is we get relegated, spend 3 years down there and work our way back up, which clubs have shown it gets done, and we would have enough revenue coming in to do that. I think I'm at that point where I'd be willing to do that. If you knew ENIC was going to leave, if you knew ENIC would sell up if we get relegated, would you be willing to accept that?
No, because you know why, Dan? Because I spoke to a few people, and I think some of their interest would just be gone. It's gone. You know what I mean? So I think it will do more damage than good. I think at the end of the day, and I think in one way, us being closer to the relegation zone would wake us up even more. You know what I mean? I think that would do us a favour. You know what I mean? Because then I think action would be taken a little bit sooner, in my opinion, right? Not the owners that we've got at the moment, because you see us more reactive than proactive, right? But I just think at the moment, I think it'll be a hard thing to do because we'll be one of those teams and we'll be basing it on because of all this revenue we get from the stadium and all what we've got around Tottenham. And I think that's what Tottenham are really well known for, is the revenue and everything else, which for me at the moment I don't really give a monkeys about, really, because really that's down to Daniel Levy's work. Let's be honest here. So we should be thanking him for that. You know what I mean?
I agree, mate. Dave. I said it last year.
You know what I mean? But my point is, I just think at the moment, I think we do need to stay up because I think that still gives us that height. I think if you're in the Championship, and this is why I don't listen to this Champions League and we get Champions League and that's great, and even if we go down, it's still great. Nah, it's still going to do a lot of damage for you.
Of course, it's going to do damage.
It will,
because I think what, and again, I don't want to give him too much. Someone said about revenue and stuff like position-wise, it does make a difference. You know what I mean? And players do take a note of it as well, for me as well. Because that's what really take a note last season for me, right? It wasn't us winning the cup last season that was the last thing that I saw last season. Our last moment last season was us getting beaten by Brighton 4-1, right? And so happened now, it's kind of rolled into this season now. You know what I mean?
No, the season was done, Alex. That game was nothing.
But
our players were fucking drunk.
Well, okay, cool. Yeah. But still, in my mind,
true,
right? The last moment for me was us losing 4-1 and 17th. So I'm not saying, listen, we're going to agree to disagree on this because this is now opinion now rather than
it's fact. Opinionated, nothing more. It's an opinion.
Because Man United finished 16th, and look, where you finish one season has no impact on the next. It's what the club does in the summer that has the impact.
But unfortunately, this season, with what's happened behind the scenes, it affects us more this season than most. Let's be honest here, yeah?
Yeah, but that's got nothing to do with finishing 17th last season.
But decision makers didn't really do that much. Anyway, moving on. I don't want to get into that too much because we're changing the argument here.
As long as you know that what you said there was wrong.
My point is at the moment, I don't think being relegated would help us this season.
Well, Alex, the problem is what Dave was saying earlier is even if we get relegated, I actually don't believe ENIC will sell. I honestly don't believe it.
Cool.
That's the problem. They're too ingrained. Yeah, they're too ingrained. They're like leeches, Alex. They will not let go. They will not let go of this football club. They really won't. Not until it's worth their while.
They're not going to sell up until the fan base wants to do something. And the reality is most fans, the vast majority, do not want to do anything about it. That's the reality. Our fans,
it's more than the vast majority still. It's 99% basically. I see a lot of talk about it and everything.
You're probably right.
And when it came down to it, the thing that I kept asking on the protest still was the ones we went to, and I just said to people and listened to what people had to say, and I just had that big feeling that there was too many there for Anja instead of ENIC Levy out. And I think it showed on a protest later. And then that so-called fucking poxy thing they call a protest, if that's what you want to call it, where for me it was about 100 people there, 150 if you're pushing it. And people just walking past, didn't give a flying fuck what was going on. And that's what gets called a protest.
In that case then, if last year was more about Ange out, then that means this year they must be Frank in.
It looks that way then, doesn't it?
Well, there you go. Our fans want Frank. They want ENIC. Then our fans need to own that. But what's happening is they don't want Frank because at the end of the game yesterday at Burnley, we want Frank out. So we want Frank. Frank had.
Did you go to the game still? Did you go to the game?
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah.
They were booing him. Yeah. They were saying you're getting sacked in the morning. So and
there was more effort. There was more effort in Frank out at the end of the fucking game than there was people walking past. 100, 150 of us standing there.
Right, but this is my point, right? Oh my Lord. I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, you're all chanting Frank out. Where were you? Who hired Frank? Who brought in Frank? Right? You can want the manager out, fine. But the reality is, who brought him in? Whereas me, I want the manager gone and I want the owners gone. I want the medical team gone. I want Lange gone. I want Vinay gone. I want everything gone. Right? And I will go to anything for anything to get everything out. But our fans are cherry picking the bits they want and the bits they want to keep. But the problem is, you can't keep anything. Lange is shit. Vinay is not a number one. The medical team are an absolute abomination. Half these players, I agree, aren't good enough. The manager's not good enough. The board don't give a damn, and we know they don't give a damn because look at this transfer window. So how can you just pick the bits you like? Stan, the whole thing is awful.
Stelios. The problem is though, and again, when I listened to Paul O'Keefe, it made it even worse. And everything he was saying, it was just getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. It was like I was saying about Vinay and Lange, absolutely 100%, because I've been saying it since Daniel Levy left. These guys are not good enough, right? And as soon as people have been trying to twist my words about Paratici, everyone knows if you watch Mr. Box Office TV, I do not like Paratici, but I know this guy is a leader. And when he left the club, I knew there was something wrong. When I heard some of the stories, what I heard, now I know why. You know what I mean? So I knew it was wrong. I knew something was going on, right? But when I listened to Paul O'Keefe talking about it's now about the board members, right? And they've all got to agree on sacking the manager as well as Vinay and Lange because they got no control. I was like, okay, this is even worse.
Wait, what happened, Alex?
To agree on the manager getting sacked. That's worse. That's terrible, right? For me, that's the worst scenario you can have. For me, you should just have one man saying sorry, boom, done, out the door, get the next man in.
We did. It was Levy, and we wanted him out, and he's gone.
Exactly. So that's the point. That's why I've got to give my flowers to bloody Sean when he was backing him all day long.
No, but Levy was part of the problem as well.
Yeah, but
part of the problem.
But part of the
Levy has to go, Alex.
Let's be honest. He's much more of a leader at the moment.
No. I cannot agree with that. Levy was a control freak.
I'm sticking to what I said.
Levy hired Frank, Alex.
Levy was a control freak.
But Vinay and Lange were the motivator to get him in. They were both of them were the most motivated to get them in. Right, so they're mostly the problem as well. So I agree with you still. I'm with you still. Don't get used to it though, yeah. Because I mean, I don't agree with a lot of people.
I won't get used to it. I promise.
But the point is though, yeah, right. You're absolutely spot on. I want them all out, right. But the problem is at the moment it's so bad because I had to do it with Højbjerg. I had to do it with Bergwijn. I had to do it with so many people. Spurs only do it to the main event, yeah. Professor of Truth and Entertainment. I want people back in my club. It's terrible. Right now, I'm saying I want Daniel Levy back in my club. It's embarrassing.
That's ridiculous.
That's ridiculous.
Ridiculous. No. Your take of wanting Daniel Levy is fucking ridiculous.
Well, why am I having less leaders in the club?
Daniel Levy has caused this fucking problem, which is why ENIC have done an audit into the club. Because of how he's run the club for 25 years. He is a fucking disgrace of what he's done to this football club from a footballing point of view. He is a disgrace. He is massively to blame for the reason why we are where we are. He is to blame, right? So he's one part of the problem that needs to go. But the second part that needs to go is now ENIC. They have to go, right? Nothing changes. He was part of that problem.
You see Levy, right?
He wasn't the problem. And a lot of people thought he was the problem.
ENIC, the company, never had a problem with Daniel Levy until recently, right? They never had an issue with him. They have blamed Levy for everything. Right? We're getting rid of him. Don't worry, we got this. We're going to change it up. It was all Levy. No. Levy was part of the problem, like Danny said, but they are also the problem.
Yeah.
They've had 25 years to figure this out. And you figure it out now? What? The last 25 years was all Levy? You weren't talking to him. You weren't monitoring him. You weren't auditing him. What were you fucking doing then?
Yeah.
Right? They knew. He did what they asked. He delivered on what they asked. And he is part of it because he owns part of ENIC. Levy has to go. ENIC have to go. Danny, listen, I 100% agree with Danny on this. 100% with Danny on this one.
Until they go, basically, nothing ever changes, does it?
That's why I actually want Frank to get sacked, just to see what happens, because I think it could get a whole lot worse. You know that meme that Mick McCarthy's like, can it get worse? It can. It fucking can. I can't see where we go once he gets sacked.
Who, Frank?
Yeah. I can't see where we go.
If he stays, we're fucked. If he
No,
goes,
still,
we're fucked.
Yes. I think we're more fucked in relegation if he goes. That's what I feel.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. It
We
depends
should have made the decision a long time ago.
Depends who we
Made
bring
the
in.
decision a long time
Depends who
ago.
comes in.
That's
If
the
Big
problem.
Sam comes in, I fancy us.
You know what? I said it at the
I
start of the
fancy
show.
us if he comes in.
I think
like
the
to
only
just watch him
manager.
Do you know what? I'd like to watch him in his interviews. That'd be quite funny.
I think the only manager. I mean, we obviously ain't going to get a Klopp or anything like that yet. I think the only manager that would get a legit chance and is Poch. I think he's the only one that would get a chance off a significant amount of fans that if it got to this point, wouldn't just put the sole blame on him, would also look that step further and put it out to ENIC and everything. Now, I think a lot of us can see, I don't think Frank's the man. But I think a lot of us can also see that the problem goes a lot deeper than Frank, and it is ENIC that are the problem. But I think there's a lot of fans that also sit there like, right, Frank's the problem, get him out, get a new one in. They're not looking past him and looking at ENIC. I think Poch is the only one that would actually get a fair play off a lot of fans and actually make the fans look that step further. I'm not saying that's what I want to do or agree with. Basically, I think he's the only one who would actually get that extra chance off the fans, basically. And then when it goes tits up with that one as well, would actually sit there and say, do you know what? Look past the manager and look at ENIC.
It's like we're going through the same thing over and over again.
I have less respect
that we've been doing for the last 10 years with every manager bar Poch. Yeah. Like we're doing the same thing again and again. It's just the fans are blaming the manager when the fundamental problem hasn't changed. And it's just gonna we've been saying this for how many fucking years? We've been saying it's just the same cycle over and over again, rinse and repeat. Every year, every 2 years, it's changed the manager, we buy shit players, and we're just gonna rinse and repeat whoever comes into this football club because there's no fucking plan. That's just the way it is.
But the issue is, there's only 2 managers I ever wanted us to change. The rest I was happy with. I was happy with all the other managers. There's only 2 that I said, like Nuno, I knew wasn't going to work. I knew that was never going to work from day one. And the other one I was against, and it was an absolute fucking catastrophe, was the Ryan Mason and Stellini combination. Like, what the fuck were we thinking with that? That was bonkers. I was happy with Poch. I was happy with Conte. I was happy with Mourinho. Ange, first season I was happy. Second season I wanted him out. But I said if he wins the Europa, give him a chance. So I was happy for him to be given the chance. Frank, I was always on the fence with him from day one because I always said to myself, what have you done? What have you actually done?
I never wanted him in the first place.
Listen,
I was with you still. I wanted to see Ange. I think Ange would have flopped if he was given a chance, but I still would have rather given him a chance than bring in Frank. I think that was a fucking sideward step. It was stupid bringing in Frank in the first place. I never wanted him. I never ever thought it would work out. Never in a million years.
I was one who thought he'd be better at playing with the cards he's got and was a bit more, let's say, universal as such than he is, and I couldn't have got it more wrong.
I was okay with his signing, but I wasn't moved by it, right? Because with the context of what I said, right, about us just stabilizing it, us just being going back to top half of the table, right? I thought that he will be able to do that, but he's failing at his job right now, right? And I always say, I think I am not self-conscious, but I am conscious of the place that this team is at. I think I am, right? And for me, it's not this bad. For me, I think he should be doing just a bit better, right? And I always say that if I see a manager doing his best to achieve a goal and failing because of things that aren't because of him, right? So the quality of the squad is not necessarily up to Frank, right? It's more about the ownership investing the money, right? So if we lose to Arsenal, who have much better squad than us, right? I'm not going to be mad at the manager that he lost because we have shit players, right? And they have great players. But when I see a manager doing things or failing at their job, I should put it that way, right? Just doing things that hinder the squad and hinder the way we play, then I'm going to be like the manager out, right? Because I don't think he's doing a great job. That's just the way it is for me, right? I think there were plenty of matches this season where he could have done things differently and achieved better results, not against the better teams, but against the worst teams, right? So I think he's failing. I think I set a low bar for him, which for me was just being a respectable club again, right? Because I knew we aren't winning the Champions League, right?
Yeah.
For me, it was just about like being respectable, about like having fun. Yeah, having fun watching us again, right? Because last season, other than the Europa Cup, it was fucking miserable watching us play, right? But so this was like my point, and I think he failed at that job, or he is failing at that job, right? He can technically turn it around, but I don't have faith that he's going to do that.
I don't.
The problem is, again, like I said, it's like if that is the case, we need to change the manager. But if there's no decisions made, that's affecting us more than what we're seeing at the moment. And this is why I said at the beginning, it's ironic now. People are saying what they're saying now. They have the feeling they didn't like Frank in the first place. But when I was on a certain channel, I was getting made fun of. I told people that Frank needs to prove himself, and people looked at me like I was a ghost. You know what I mean? And again, it tells you the whole thing. If you don't like the manager, it's okay. It's okay to say that he needs to prove himself. You know what I mean? Because I always go back to what I said about Pochettino. And by the way, if Pochettino takes his job back in this circumstance right now, right, in the end of the season, and those two idiots are still in charge, and the board is still doing what they're doing, he's a fool. He's an absolute fool, because it's only going to go one way, right? It's going to go worse, because this fan base ain't going to be patient with it. They ain't going to be patient with it. Right? You know, the point is, at the moment, we need to change this club completely from top to bottom. And maybe, it's in it out, whatever. But until we get an identity, until we get a plan, like Newcastle, I speak to my boy Coover all the time, and he says it all the time to me, right? Big up to him every single time, right? He says, until we have a plan, a process of what we want, like Newcastle said, we want to win the Premier League in the next 10 years, right? Realistic targets. We're going to be the same club, yo-ing every single time, up and down, up and down, up and down. And they're going to have the same people saying, oh, why is Tell not playing? Why is Tell not playing? Why is Alderman not playing? Why is Gray not playing? I'm looking at like Aston Villa. They got Marland, right? He scored more goals, done more than bloody Tell done all his lifetime at Tottenham, right? And they sold him. They've sold him because of FFP, and they ain't crying for him. What they're doing is getting Tammy Abraham in and saying, sorry, we got to get him in to get us back to get in top 4 and winning the trophy this season.
I mean, would you have argued with signing him?
Huh?
Would you have argued with signing him?
No, I wouldn't. No, because he's a solid signing. He's a solid signing. But this is our fan base.
But better than what we got.
Exactly. This is our fan base. Like, they're crying over Mattis Tell when they weren't crying over Bergwijn back in the day, weren't they? They weren't crying over Moa back in the day, weren't they? They certainly weren't crying over Gill back in the day, weren't they? Right now. Right? And that's crying about Son now, aren't they? Right? That got
basically, we're fucked,
didn't we? In that stadium that most of these players have done in their lifetime. You know what I mean?
Basically, Alex, we're fucked.
Exactly.
Can I ask you boys a question? Let me ask you a question.
That's all I've got to say. Back to you, Danny, to say something stupid.
Let me ask you boys a question, right? In a hypothetical world, Frank gets sacked tomorrow. Johnny Heitinga comes in. Do you now believe that Johnny Heitinga is going to do better than Frank to save us from relegation?
No.
That's my point. This is why Frank has to stay, because I cannot see this club getting anyone better than Frank right now, because the options that are out there, there's no way that we can get anyone that's better than Frank right now. And if we go with Heitinger or Ryan Mason, we are getting relegated.
I think Ryan Mason is a better option in my opinion than Heitinger, because at least he knows the club. I think listen,
the guy who got 10 losses in a row.
I'm trying to think of solutions here. I'm just trying to think of realistic options here. I'm not trying to rattle people here. I'm trying, because listen, I'm hearing people thinking Xabi Alonso here, and I'm thinking, please get back into reality, please, because I'm not touching this club, right? And Xavi Hernandez, please, it's not going to happen. What I'm saying at the moment, you need to do an interim at the moment just to get us points, just to say sorry. Like what I think we should do: get Ryan Mason in, and the players have to take charge, like Romero and Van der Ven did in that Europa League run, right? I think that's where we're at the moment.
Do you know what I would do? There are options, right? First of all, I'd look at our under-21s coach, Wayne Burnett, who's actually doing a really good job. And he actually plays the philosophy of the academy. That's one guy. Second one, I'd bring back for 4 months Tim Sherwood. Say what you want, his win ratio wasn't shabby. It wasn't awful, right? I'd look at maybe Tim Sherwood. Then you've got...
He'll wake those players up.
Then you've got like high risk people like Roy Keane, but he's an absolute psycho. So he could either wake them up or scare the shit out of them. They get worse. So that's a high risk. That's
the sort of one. That's the sort of way I'd do it as such. But
that could go either way, because a lot of our players could crumble under.
A majority would crumble.
And, or you look at someone like Xabi Alonso, who's out of contract. He hasn't got a job. You say, look, we know in the summer you're probably going to go to another club, but for 4 months, here's £1 million a month, just please.
Yeah,
for just for 4 months.
Or Xabi Hernandez, right? Or Xabi Hernandez in the same vein, right?
Yeah, and just say, look, we just get up a little, just get us a little bit up that table. If you can get us into Europe, great. But we got to be doing better than this. That's what I would do.
So why did Man United not go for Xabi Hernandez? Why did Man United not go for Xabi Hernandez?
I'll answer that.
Why did Man United not get to Xabi Alonso then?
Man U went for mentality. Man U went for the mentality of Carrick.
Alex, I'll tell you why.
I agree.
Because they don't know what they're doing. They're like us. Man United are no different to Spurs. They haven't got a fucking clue what they're doing. Yeah. In the summer, they're going to weigh up who's available, like we probably are. So by bringing in Carrick, when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer got sacked, Carrick took over and he won every game until they brought in Ten Hag. So they probably thought, right, you did a good job for a month. Let's bring you in for now and see if it works again. So far, it looks like it is. They'll probably keep him to the end of the season, and then they'll bring in the manager they want.
So what makes you think that? Because the thing is, I think when you're saying this, I don't think you realise who's actually approaching these people, because they ain't Prodigy anymore, right? It's Vinay and Lange. So this is the thing.
Alex, you asked me why they chose Carrick and not.
Well, but you're saying they're going to approach us Tottenham approaching these managers, yeah, with Vinay and Lange.
No, I'm telling you what I would do. Fuck knows what Vinay's going to do. I've got no trust in these owners. They'll probably bring in Ryan Mason like you wanted. They'll probably get
because I'm only being realistic here. Mate.
Alex, I don't trust this board to do anything wrong.
Because I can't, bro. In a perfect world, Xabi Alonso and Xavi Hernandez, yeah, cool. But you need better players and you need a better setup for them, right? Because let's be honest here, Nagelsmann didn't come to Tottenham not because of money and all that, because he wanted a setup. And he wasn't given that setup.
Because he knows he's going to get sacked in 18 months.
Just a quick thing. Just want to say thanks to Spotlight on Spurs for the raid. Much appreciated, mate. Hope you're good as well, Luke. Look, with this whole thing, I'm just looking at it now. Well, I'm sort of just thinking, I'm fucked if we do and we're fucked if we don't, basically. I'm really at a stage where we can sit here and just clutch at straws all night long. And it is, where do we go? Because it still comes
we can't keep losing every week, bro. We can't keep hemorrhaging points like this. This has to stop. Because if not, like we said at the start of your show, we will be in a relegation battle and no one's going to fancy our chances because our players will bottle it. They will.
We have not got the mentality for that. Definitely haven't got the mentality for that, have they? I just don't know anymore. I'm just totally lost on which way what to fucking turn or start. Basically, I suppose the start is get another manager in there, even if it is just for the meantime. But
we
then the
bottled
next
Robertson
manager
again as
comes
well?
in, start of the season. We know we're back to square one with Enid being the fucking owners.
Have we
It's just
bottled
rinse and
Robertson
repeat.
now? Are we not signing him anymore?
No, I think that one fell through from what I see. I think Liverpool got an injury or something.
Yeah, Kerkes got injured and they pulled it back, right? No, I mean that's fair in the context, right? But
I know.
Mate,
I'm glad.
I'm glad I don't want him. I don't fucking want rejects from other clubs that are about to retire, man. I'm sick of it.
By the way,
it's like do you know what? Do what you want, Tom.
By the way, like
it's literally at that point, isn't it? Still, where you're just like, get the fuck on with it. Go on, Mike.
No. I wanted to say, and these may not be like convincing options, right? But you can look throughout Europe. You can look at different leagues and see managers that are overperforming with clubs, right? Like in Spain or Germany or Belgium or something, right? You can look at those managers and we can offer like 10 times the wages they have, right? Like, let me just, as an example, right? As an example, let's look at La Liga, right? Like, for example, Espanyol are 5th in La Liga, right? I think it's only their second season in the league, or I don't remember if they stayed up last season or they got promoted this season, right? But they are 5th. I bet their manager is max, like, earning what? 800 quid a year? 800,000 quid a year, right? Mm-hmm. We can offer him 5 million quid, right? Easy, like that. And I think he can come here and try to stabilize this shit, right? Because, like, at this point, we just need someone to stop the bleed, as Stelios said, right? Because at this point, like, I don't expect us to get any points out of the next 4 fixtures, right?
No.
I expect West Ham, Forest, Palace, and other clubs around us to get points, right? So we just need someone to, even after those 4 games, right? Just someone to guarantee that when we play certain clubs at home, that we are going to win, right? When we play Wolves away, that we are going to win, right? And you can just take those, like, guys like Espanyol manager or Stuttgart or Hoffenheim. I think Hoffenheim are like 4th in Bundesliga, right? You tell me that they won't come to our club if we offer five times the wages they are on in the Bundesliga, right? Like, probably, I'm not saying all of them will accept, but one of them will accept.
Mikel,
right?
It's a good thing what you're saying. It's a good thing what you're saying. Problem is, though, when you've got no identity, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and you've got no one at the top who's an actual. Because the thing is, though, you need a director of football, right? Like, if you, for instance, if you have Ralph Ragnick, for instance, yeah, he can get those sort of managers. Look at those sort of managers and say, yeah, that's the type of manager we need. That's the type of manager, like Brighton, for instance, yeah. Because if they get rid of Huntelaar at the moment, you know they're going to go and get some of these managers from Spain. You know that, yeah. At the moment, I don't see that anything doing that from Tottenham. I don't see that, right? Because I think that's a great idea. Because there's somebody, I forgot his name now. I'll have to say, find it out, because I've been following this guy who used to be the Bournemouth's assistant, and now he's at Spain now. Yeah, and he's quite good as well. Right?
I think Rayo, right? Rayo Vallecano.
I think so. Yeah, Rayo Vallecano. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and there's so many managers out there, but the thing is, though, when Tottenham Hotspur are not doing don't have the director of football, not the identity at the moment, and don't have the plan, they're not going to be looking at these managers. They're going to be looking at the managers that are already got proven in the Premier League at the moment. You see what I'm saying? And we haven't got the
I agree. We don't have a person making decisions, right? It's a fucking, like, conglomerate of business, like, suits making random decisions, right? And I think, like, kudos to Iggy, right? Iggy from Stelios' channel, right? Because he's been bang on about it, like, for past 5 years, right? He said that no matter what, you need to settle on a way, right? Just find a way and keep to that way, right? Unless it goes, like, horribly, then you have to change it, right? But you have to just find a plan and stick to the plan, right? Make, like, points, right? Point A, find a manager who will save us from relegation, right? Point B, like buy players suitable for that manager's system, right? Point C, if the manager fails, then bring in another guy who will use those guys that we just brought in a better way, right? Just make like a points list, right, and go through it along the way. Whereas I think we are just making random decisions, right? And me, for example, I don't mind the signing of Gallagher, especially with the injuries that we have, right? I don't mind it. I think he's an okay player, right? But it's just so fucking random, the signing, right? It's just like, I don't know.
Was it because of Bentancur? Was it because Bentancur got injured?
Yeah, I think that's the only reason we signed him, was because Bentancur got injured, right? It just always looks reactive with Spurs. It never looks like we have a way of doing things, right? And
We're reactive, not proactive.
Yeah, but I guess you can counter that by saying we have a way of buying youngsters and just investing in the youth. And I guess that's technically that's a way, right? But I think it just doesn't suit the point, like in history where the club is, right? If we are doing this under Poch and we are supporting like prime Poch team with like talented youngsters, right? Just getting like chain feeding him talented youngsters to a team that already had like seasoned pros and the guys that were just getting the results, right? And getting fucking 86 points in the league and all that stuff, right? If you just chain fed him the best youngsters out there, I think he could do wonders with them, right? But right now the team is fucked. We have plenty of injuries. We don't win games, and you buy 17-year-old left backs from Brazil. Like, what for? This guy won't play a game for us for the next 2.5 years. Like,
we could have took that manager and like what basically just said here, gone for Robinson at Fulham.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, the main thing is that you need the old. What Mikel is what I've been saying for a long time, right? And I think he's on a point. The problem is that you need to rip up the system to start it all over again. Because, like I said before, and I'll say it again, you either have to have the director of football as the major person, or the manager, right? And we both are not. They're not safe at the moment, and that's not good for a club, right? You either have one of them. Both is great because we saw that with Poch, we saw that with Martin Yole, and Harry Redknapp was the manager. He said, "No, I don't want a director of football. It's either you, Harry Redknapp, and Daniel Levy, and that's it, done." You know what I mean? And that's where we were successful. All the other times when we didn't have a director of football and a manager that was safe, it wasn't secure, that's when we've not been good. But the main thing for me at the moment is, what is the choice? Is it either the director of football that's the main person, and you just have coaches that come in, and you have the identity and say, these are the coaches you want, or the manager that sets the tone and that's it? We need to make a decision on that. And at the moment, we can't make that decision at the moment. We've got to do that at the end of the season, right? Where heads need to roll, in my opinion, to really change these things, right? At the moment, we need to get someone in interim in at the moment. If for me, get rid of Frank right now, yeah? And just say, get these players ship shape and ready to get out of this relegation problem at the moment. Get us past 40 points and then we're done, right? And then we can get into next season and then start thinking about what do we need to do to improve this club next season, right? Because if we don't do that, we'll be back here another time next season, and the next season after that, and the next season after that, right? Which is the same reason why I don't do anything on my channel anymore, because I'm bored to stiff, right? I'm like Dan, because I had the call with him, right? Because I've seen this before, and that's all I've got to say. Back to you, Dan. I'm done.
Okay. Right. Last off saying it then. Luke, thanks a lot, mate. Much appreciated. What you're saying there. It could be best we keep Frank for the February games. If 5 points in reverse fixtures, City, Man U, and Newcastle can be replicated, we'd be happy. Maybe, mate. Maybe. I just don't know.
Mohamed Kudus in those games.
Last thing I'll ask in quick. Go on, Mike.
No. What I wanted to quickly say, right? Because it's fucking pathetic that we have to talk about it, right? But the 40-point mark, right? I think that's like when you get 40 points, you are pretty much safe, right? Like
me and Alex were saying that earlier when we was talking.
Yeah, we need to get someone. Right? Yeah, like 35, but 40, you are like 100% safe, pretty much, right?
Yeah.
So 12 points. We need to get 12 points out of 16 matches, right? There is 16 matches left to play, right? And we play Everton at home, Leeds at home, Brighton at home. We play Palace at home. We play, like, out of the easier fixtures, I guess we play Wolves away, right? And Forest at home. So that we need to get a guy that will guarantee that we fucking win against Leeds at home, right? Because right now, with the way things are going under Frank, like, we play Leeds at home, and I think it's just, like, I don't know, like, we need a guy who will come up with a system to shithouse a 1-0 win against Everton and Leeds and other clubs like that, so that we are guaranteed safe, right? This is the point we are at right now. And I think we have the player potential in that squad to get to fucking 40 points.
Yeah. The last thing I'll ask on it then is, we got until, I think, if I'm right, it's the 2nd of February that the window shuts, isn't it? Not the 1st, 2nd of February.
Yeah, I think it's 2nd.
Yeah. Do you think we're going to actually sign anyone worthy of signing, or are we just going to scrimp someone in out of nowhere, basically, or is nothing going to happen?
We'll just sign a random, like one random guy.
They're going to wait and see what happens in the Man City game the day before the window shuts.
Mm-hmm.
What? So you reckon if we win with City, then they won't sign no one, but if we lose with City, they're going to scrimp and scrape and just grab whatever they can, basically?
Correct.
Wow. I mean, this transfer window has been one total fucking mess, isn't it? It was their chance to do something. It was their chance to actually show they meant a bit of business.
If we beat Man City, I think that is the moment that we stay up, because it kind of deflates the opposition a bit who are chasing us. If we don't beat Man City, like draw or lose, and West Ham or whoever get a win, the board are going to hit the panic button, because the fans are going to... Dan, if we don't beat Man City, the fans are going to lose their fucking minds in that stadium. They're going to go absolutely nuts. And the board are going to have to do something. They either sign a player on the Monday, or they sack Frank on the Monday. One of the two has to happen.
Can I be honest? I hope we do.
That's how we run. That's how we've been for years.
Can I be honest? I hope we do get beaten by Man City, because I want them to see them panic. They deserve it. I'm sorry. I'm done with this now. Right?
Yeah. Sometimes I'm the same, right? I just sometimes there is like this little part of me that wants to see just chuck a fucking, like, already we chuck a grenade every single week, right? I just want us to chuck a fucking, like, tiny team size nuclear bomb into that club, right? Just blow this shit up, right? Because I don't know, it's just like, I don't know, like, for me it feels like incompetence of highest order when I watch this club just be, right? Every single thing about this club is just the highest incompetence I can imagine, right? Like, how can you get this club to be this bad? It's beyond my understanding.
Oh, when you neglect the squad and you sign fucking below average players year in, year out, and spend stupid money on it.
It's I'm not even talking about the squad itself, right? I'm talking about the whole fucking club, everything about this fucking club, right?
It's everything, Mike. And what he's basically saying, I agree with. How should I put it? Keep importing third class and you end up third class.
Yeah.
There we go.
Like, how the fuck did we sign this Heitinga guy who almost got Ajax relegated? Like,
yeah, but also why have we signed Johan Lange?
Yeah, the reject from Aston Villa. Like,
yeah.
Now Aston Villa look better without him.
When he was at Aston Villa, he got demoted.
Yeah,
before he actually left.
The Monchi came, right? Yeah. How the fuck do we let Paratici leave to bank his chick in Italy? Like, fucking. How is this a serious fucking company, right? Like, I don't understand. I work for a small IT company, right? And I think they are more competent with the way they fucking lead this company than Tottenham Hotspur, right? A club that gets fucking £600 million in revenue, right? Just
Michael, do you know what? I can honestly say I can't stand some of our fans. I genuinely can't stand them.
Same.
You know, last year we hyped up Archie Gray, Tell, this.
No, don't say we. Some.
Some.
We know who it was.
Some.
Right.
Some.
And-
Don't
and-
say
and-
we.
and-
Some people on that show that you're on,
right.
the committee meeting show.
You've got a lot of bitterness in you, bro. What's going on, man? Now, let it go.
No, not bitter, I'm not bitter, bruv. It's Mr. Box Office. Get used to it. Anyway, carry on. As you were.
Yes, Del. Yes, Del. Get on with it.
Thank you
Yes,
for that.
Del.
I appreciate it.
I love the Spurs Corner, though. Spurs Corner, big up to him. Subscribe and like to that show.
Fucking hell. So this summer, right? This summer, we signed Moani, hype. We keep Lange, hype. And I heard,
Last season, people want Moane.
Dan, we re-signed Tell permanently. Ben Davies got a new contract, and when I dared to say, why the fuck is Ben Davies staying at this club? What I got told was, oh, what's wrong with you? He's a steady Eddie. He's good for the club. When we signed Tell, I went nuts. I went absolutely nuts. And I got told, give him a chance. He's a kid. When I said, why would you sack Ange for Frank? For Glasner, for Nagelsmann, I get it. For Frank, no European experience, not good at 2 games a week, never won a trophy. Why Frank? Oh, you just love Ange. You're an Ange-sexual. Okay. And when I questioned Moani, I said, guys, is he actually good in front of goal? Oh, you just fucking hate everything. 4 months later, get Tell out. Moani's a disgrace.
Moani out.
Right. All of it. And I can't believe we've got a fan base where when these things happen, they don't want to hear anything other than just bare hype, super positive, over positive. When we lost the Super Cup final, I said, guys, Conte Mourinho don't lose that final. 2-0 up.
I agreed on that one.
With 5 minutes to go. What I got told is, oh, fucking hell. What about when Mourinho blew a 2-0 lead against Dinamo Zagreb? I said, guys, he wasn't 2-0 up with 5 minutes to go. In a final, he wasn't. Right? They don't want to hear anything. When I said, why did Frank bring on Ben Davies and Paulinho when we were 2-0 down at Forest instead of bringing on some attackers? They don't want to hear it. Now, all these things that if you dare to say it, it's all unraveling. When I've been saying for 5 years, ENIC out, Levy out, ENIC out, I don't want to hear it. Oh, you do. I don't want to hear about ENIC. Oh, I don't want to talk about Levy. Oh, no. You can't keep blaming them. No. Now, every show you go on, tonight, go on any channel, I guarantee you they bring up the board. They bring up Vinay. They bring up Levy. They bring up Lewis's kids. Mate, this isn't new, guys. Like, some of us have been saying this shit consistently. Yeah, we don't get everything right, but most of the things some of us have been saying have now manifested. When we were all saying, why do we keep buying kids and not more players like Kudus? Why are we signing a 19-year-old Brazilian when we've seen what happens when we follow that path, right? And by the way, we haven't mentioned all the kids we've signed because we put them on loan. Takai, the winger that went out on loan, Vuskovic, Veliz. We don't even talk about them. We just talk about the ones we kept. Guys, Dan, we've been saying this shit for quite some time now, and now it's all unraveling. Everyone wants to talk about it. Our fans are to blame for a lot of this, Dan. They are.
I agree.
Because when it happens, they don't want to have the conversation because that's the time to fix it. That's the time to say, no, I'm not accepting this. I'm not going to tolerate it. They wait until we're completely fucked, when the club's completely in disarray, to say, right, I'm not happy. It's too late. It's too late.
And then they still just walk past. I mean, the point I'll go to quickly with that, and I just want to say, thanks to Dave, the super chat, mate, much appreciated. Won't happen, but get me. I ain't even going to try and pronounce the fucking name. And Vlahovic, but I do know what player you mean. Thanks for having me on, Dan. Great show, heated debates, great panel. Thanks a lot, mate. Much appreciated. One point I'll bring with you there still, and I found this amusing the other night when I heard it, yeah? Now, a lot of the time we go on, we've got to buy better players, stop buying kids, stop buying this, stop buying that, and I'm totally with that. I've been saying that for ages. Yeah, I think we can all accept that Van der Ven is going to fuck off at the end of the season, come love nor money. He's gone. Baked potato, mate. See you later. He's gone,
Only if
yeah?
we're not in Europe. Only if we're
No,
not in Europe.
even if we're not in Europe, he's gone, mate. He's got too many good offers. And for me, he's got too much of a charisma to sit back, unlike Harry Kane, and just take it, basically, yeah? I think he will walk.
Yeah, but Dan, the club, do you know what?
Hang on.
Hold on.
The
You
point
say
with
that,
it, the point with
someone's
it
gonna have to pay
is
the money,
then,
man. He's not
yeah,
gonna
of
be
course,
cheap.
that. I'm not saying he's going to go cheap or whatever, but he
What
will
is he,
be the
80, 90 million minimum?
yeah, but he will be the
Ah,
type if
someone
there's
will,
an offer
someone will
for
pay
it.
this. Someone
He will
pay
make
this.
it. He will make it happen. I think he's got the charisma to do it, whereas Kane didn't have the charisma to do it. Kane should never step foot on the fucking pitch again when Man City put in a bid for him. But the point I'm going with here is then straight away I hear off several people, well, we should get what's his name, Vuskovic, back off from Germany and take Van der Ven's place. Well, he's going to have had a good season in Germany. I'm like, well, hang on a minute. He's a kid. He's had a good season in Germany so far. And you're already talking about getting him back to take Van der Ven's place when that money should be going to replace him.
Yeah,
it's like they're almost giving excuses already not to spend the money. We shouldn't be looking at getting him back to take Van der Ven's place. Get him back as part of the squad, maybe, but not to take his bloody place.
Look,
Or am I missing something?
But we've got fans that say shit like, if he wants to go, let him go. This is what they did with Kane. They did this with Harry Kane. I will never forgive people who did this. If he wants to go, let him go. No! Fucking force him to stay and build a quality team around him. That's what you do.
Stelos, you're doing the thing that's wrong. You shouldn't be having to go at the player leaving. You shouldn't be able to go at the ball, not replacing him and not planning his replacement. That's what I always say. That's what we should have done with Harry Kane.
Fans who said if he wants to go, let him go.
Yeah, let him go, but you've got to find a replacement. You plan.
Don't let him go. Don't let him go.
You can't replace Harry Kane, Alex.
Build a team so Kane doesn't want to leave. Build a team so
players want to leave. They want to leave. Simple.
Yeah, Alex, because the team was shit, Alex.
I know that, but we just got to get over it. I'm sorry, but this is...
Van der Ven wants to leave because he doesn't want to fucking pass the ball to Archie Gray and to fucking Porro.
Come on. Like,
Porro,
you're not listening to what's going on in the conversation. Like, what Stell's trying to say, Alex, he's trying to say that the reason why these players want to leave is because the club are not buying quality players to level up the squad. That's why they want to leave.
Yeah, but
no. There's no buts.
Okay.
The problem is Harry Kane left, right? They tried to force him to stay as long as he could until they had to get rid of him in the last year of his contract to get some kind of money for him.
Okay, fair enough.
Right?
Fair enough.
The reason why he left, Alex, is because he wanted to go and play with the elite.
Because he wanted to win something.
He wants to win something.
He wanted to play with class. He didn't want to play with fucking Archie Gray, did he?
But players leave, Danny. Players leave. Why? That's the reality of it.
Why?
That's not the point, Alex. Alex, that's not the point.
We can talk about the point, but I'm going on a different point now. I'm going on about, we need quality around it. You can have quality around it all day long. But if the team,
admit he's changing the point. Fair play.
Yeah, I'm changing the point because we can go around the point all we want. But for me personally, right? Okay. If a player wants to leave, right, and the club are not going any way further to where they want to be ambitious enough to go and win championships or cups or whatever, right, you've got no choice because they can force the issue, and then we've got a problem. So really, Tottenham Hotspur have got to start thinking forward, being more proactive, and saying, okay, if this player wants to leave and he's not going to change his mind, you've got to look at another player or not look at other players that can come in. Right, so then you're prepared.
Alex, we
That's
agree
the point
with
I'm making.
Alex. We agree with you on that point, right? But the point that Stelios was making, right, is the fact that this club should behave in a way so that it never comes to a possibility that this player wants to leave, right? That's the point. Like, we have the financial capability to build a team around Van der Ven so that he doesn't want to fuck off to Liverpool, right?
Yeah.
To win trophies. Because he is the single best fucking thing that happened to this club after Kane left, right?
Yeah.
Like, and he will fuck off at the end of the season because he has shit around him, right? And I agree with you. If he now wants to leave, now we need a plan to try to replace the void that he will leave, right? Not what we did with Kane, because the same thing happened with Kane, right? We should have never allowed for a situation to happen where Kane wanted to leave Spurs, right?
The problem we've got, Michael, is that players like Van de Ven and Kane are not players you can replace. You cannot replace them. There is no one in the world like these players.
Mitigate the consequences of them leaving, right? If when Kane left, right? If we brought in Vlahovic, let's just as a name out there, right? Like a quality striker, right, in his place that would get us consistent goals, right? Then I think that the blow of losing Kane would be like a lot less than what it was, right? Instead, we brought in fucking Archie Gray, Solanke, and 2 other kids, right? And then all went to shit, right? Or like, no, in this window, the window Kane left, we brought in Van de Ven, Maddison, and others, right? So you can technically like say that Maddison was at least a thing to soften the blow, right? But with Van de Ven, we need to find a guy to soften the blow of losing him, right? If he wants to leave. But the point is, that we should never allow for a thought in Van de Ven's head to occur that he needs to leave the club to do something in his career, right?
Michael, right? Listen to this diabolical fucking club that we are. When we were in the old stadium, not earning much money, we would find Van de Ven, Modric, Carrick, Berbatov, Son, Dele Alli, Carl Walker, Danny Rose.
Yeah.
Even players like Corluka, Defoe. We would find those players in the stadium that didn't make much money. But eventually we would lose Carrick, Modric, Berbatov. We'd lose them all one by one because we don't win anything.
Yeah.
So to stop being like Brighton, who find these talented players and then have to be forced to sell them to clubs that are ambitious and win trophies, we spent £1 billion to build a stadium that could generate the amount of money that we can now spend on talent to not have to lose our best players. And what we've done is we've spent an insane amount of money since we moved into the stadium
on a load of crap.
On an absolute load of shit. No plan for the managers, no plan for the football directors, no plan for the recruitment. And one by one, the best players left and we didn't replace them. So to not be like Brighton, we built this stadium and we've become worse than Brighton.
I agree with you still, but still, at the end of the day.
And then you're saying to me, but we need a plan for when we lose them. The plan was to build the stadium to not lose them.
But still, how many years are we going to be keeping on saying that? How many years are we going to keep on saying that? Oh, we need to build over these players. And the owners are not doing that. So the point I'm making is, though, like, you can say whatever you want. But still, I'm at the protest, so you can't have a go at me on that one anyway. But my point is, though, right? I'm fed up of hearing about, oh, we need to keep him, we need to keep him imprisoned. It's like, cool, but at the same time, you still have to look at another way of another scenario. That's the way you have to do it.
Alex, I'm not saying keep him in prison. I'm saying instead of being a prison, why don't we become a luxury car show?
What I think it is. I think you're both right on what you're saying. Alex is saying if they're going to walk, they're going to walk. If a player wants to walk, you're not going to stop it. You're not. If he's got the charisma to do it, he will do it. Harry Kane might be next. Hang on a sec. I'm about to agree. Still, I'm about to agree with you as well. Yeah, someone like Harry Kane might be a great player, but he comes across like he's got all the charisma of a wet fucking paper bag. Let's be honest, yeah. Whereas you look at someone like Van de Ven or Romero, they will walk their way out of that club. Fuck you, one way or another, they will do it, yeah. Kane just isn't that sort of person. But what still you're saying, and I'm totally agreeing, why even let it get to that point? We should be building enough around them that they don't want to do that. So I think you're both right on what you're saying.
Dan, can I give you a quick example that I think illustrates it the best, right? Sadio Mane, when he left Liverpool, right? Like they had everything around and he still decided that he wants to go, right? He just decided he needs a new chapter in his life and moved on to Bayern Munich, right? What did Liverpool do? They bought fucking Luis Diaz, right? Like That's the point. So that's the thing that ties in 2 points that you guys made, right? One thing was that Liverpool built a team around, like, not only Sadio Mane, of course, other guys, right? Yeah, that's the point, right?
They
They
didn't
built a
money
team
left because they won everything with him.
Yeah.
If Kane won everything with us at Spurs because we built lots of good players around him to win everything, we wouldn't mind if Kane left. So fine, you've been great for us. You've won everything.
I agree with you. I'm making the same point, right? Liverpool acted like a proper fucking club, right? Build a team around their best players, won everything they could. But even though those players, when they left, they had a plan to replace them, right? That's the point. So, and we did neither. We are not doing that thing and that thing.
I agree
right?
with. All right, I agree with.
Yeah,
that's the point.
Yeah, you get the point, right? We get those gems like Van de Ven that we brought from Wolfsburg for 30 million, right? And instead of building a team around him, so he wants to stay and winning things with him, we built an absolute fucking shambles of a team.
To give him every reason to leave.
Yeah, and give him every reason to leave. And when he leaves, we won't fucking replace him. That's the club we are.
I knew that he's leaving. I knew he's leaving after he scored that goal against Copenhagen in the Champions League. I knew straight away he's leaving.
When it comes down
I sat
to
there
it,
and thought, as soon as Real Madrid look at that, Barcelona see that goal, and I'm like, okay, he's gone. He's gone. See you later. So I'm sitting there saying, Spurs, right, you need to start looking at replacements right now because he's gone. You know what I mean? Like, if you want to not get relegated next season because he's your best player this season, right, you need to start looking at replacements good and straight and dandy right now.
Yeah, I agree, and not look at kids to take the place. Look, I'm going to leave it at that because I am burnt out and just done and dusted. Cheers for you lot jumping on. It's appreciated. Ryan, thanks a lot, mate. Luke and Dave, much appreciated for the super chats. Thanks for everyone for coming on, and thanks for everyone for watching. I mean, Stel, we're going to see you anytime soon. Alex?
I'm on the community channel tomorrow night that Alex loves. So come and check us out. And then I'll be on the Spurs corner that Alex also loves on Wednesday. No, Tuesday, because Spurs are playing Frankfurt on Wednesday or Tuesday.
And Alex, you got anything coming up soon?
No, Tuesday.
It's Mr. Box Office TV doing less reactive content and appreciating the channels that appreciate having me on, not that other channel. And like Spurs Corner, and big up to Stan and every single else. And big up to Mikel, because I've actually agreed with him for once in my life. You know what I mean?
Meow, Alex.
Mikel as well. Mikel as well. Big up to Mikel as well.
Alex will ever be allowed back on that channel?
Oh, well. I appreciated him before, but now they don't appreciate me now, so I don't really give a monkeys because Mr. Box Office is ruthless and that's it. Back to you, Dan. I'm done in the show and I'm out of here.
Meow. And Mike, great to see you again. And Dan, good to see you as always. Hopefully see you both again very soon. People, it is what it is at the moment. I am just fucking burnt out with this bullshit at the end of the day. Anyway, everyone, have a good night and happy Monday morning. Good night, everyone.
Michael Carrick, he's one of our own.